good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith. We are on episode, 19? We are getting up there.
19.
Oh, yeah.
19. Let's go.
We are going to be in for a show tonight. That's for darn sure. But first, I am, of course, Fractured Filter. And with me always, my partner in crime in all this, J Hitman 187. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Let's go. So pumped to be here again with you. So excited for tonight. Another show, episode 19, going on 172,000, hopefully.
We'll see. The sky's the limits. The sky's the limits.
Oh, man. What a week. What a week it's been.
It has been. And here I was kind of thinking, I was already kind of distracted with plenty of other things going on. But, yeah, some stuff has been dropping. Yeah. It's certainly the media blitz is starting to happen a little more for the Kenobi show. Yeah. Everything's ramping up.
Right.
And especially then for Celebration is what now 2 weeks away or a week away?
Is it a week and a half? Yeah, a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Something like that. We're getting there now. And I know that'll be providing plenty of fun stuff to probably go over and see what's being talked about there. What are
they? What day is it? Please tell me it's on a Saturday so we can live stream this dumpster fire.
Excellent question. Let's see. It's gonna shucks. It starts Thursday, May 26th. So, but I mean that gives us time to kind of try and check out things as soon as possible as it drops, and then be able to have things hopefully for that Saturday.
I can do it on. It is. Is it what you said Thursday?
But the thing is that it's also running into Kenobi.
That's right. That's what that makes sense.
So we're certainly going to be not without plenty of content. That's for sure.
Yeah, now that you bring that up, I have seen more, but like someone had posted, what if Natalie Portman came to Celebration? And I was like, it's not going to make a damn bit of difference.
I mean, I don't know what that would really bring to the table. I mean, that's great and all, cool. At least shows.
Well,
doesn't hate the series or anything, but
she's too busy doing Thor.
Being Thor now. Oh boy. So, with all of this, I mean, we're certainly getting through the episodes of Mandalorian. Now I'm not so sure that I thought we were gonna top them off before we started Kenobi, but it's looking like now we'll be running into it, so we'll have to probably pick and choose, won't we? And it seems Hitman, have you dropped out? There you are. Are you back?
Yeah. I don't know why I did that stupid thing. Technical difficulties trying to send this last tweet out. All right, I'm good.
All right. So where was it? Where to jump into? You know, it's like you said.
Well, it's like you said earlier. You said earlier. It's like this week is just dragged on, and it seems like I felt a lot like I think like you did because you're like, man, like I don't even know what to talk about, but I know there's stuff coming down, so. I kind of like, what do you want to go over? Because I have something I want to go over, but is there anything that you specifically want to talk about? Maybe this stupid lightsaber.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe we'll just kind of kick off with that first really quick, because certainly one of the things that you sent is a little like, oof.
Yeah, but it's not, I mean, it's like, we'll have to jump to like 352 is where we want to start at, because I think that's where the magic happens.
Yeah, that was the time code that I saw was the spot to
by
go
magic. I mean, just utter, just dumpster fire, ridiculousness.
Dog water.
Dog water. I don't even know what's worse than dog water. Hot dog breath mixed with dog water.
Yeah. So, this is the thing. For anybody that wasn't following some of the Star Wars content before or after Disney took over, and even before, like you and I were just talking about before we started the show, they were certainly they were working up to this, and they certainly rolled out the stupid.
Yeah.
So here it is. OG Star Wars. She brought this back to my attention for sure. Because I'd forgotten about it. I was happy as a clam, not remembering this stupid edgy shit that they decided to. Hey, what would be cool? We'll make the lightsaber crystals a freaking rock. I mean, I guess this is all lead up to when they had their Geode character or whatever the hell.
What was that? That character, is it Rebels? Because I have not watched
that.
Rebels.
That was for the oh god, what was it? Their High Republic crap.
Oh, God. If you make me, I'm going on record because we are live. If you make me watch Rebels, I'm riding. I cannot watch this dumb. Gee, man, you're biased. Whatever. I cannot watch this spinning helicopter blade lightsaber that gives you the ability to fly and defy physics, even with the Force. I refuse. I can't. But then part of me is like, Jay Hitman, you have a duty to the listeners to watch
rip into this garbage
and rip it to shreds.
That was certainly part of the idea to all this, right?
Anybody who's listening, like, it's gonna happen. He's gonna force me to do this. I'm gonna hate it, and then I'm gonna force him to watch Bad Batch. So we're gonna go tit for tat with.
See, there you go. There's the trade-off right there, right?
Real quick, like, what's worse, like Bad Batch or Rebels? Like, you watch Rebels, I watch Bad Batch. I don't know which is worse. I know they butchered Thrawn.
I was about to actually say, especially for you, and I mean for me too, but I know how much you love Thrawn and everything. Oh. Yeah, they ooh, that was when when Scooby and the gang basically one up every time someone like Thrawn. It was really like, wow, so this is what they're doing with this. Wow.
I just, you screwed over Palpatine. You screwed over Thrawn. Like, what else can you... Like, I'm just waiting for them to now screw over Shadows of the Empire.
Thrawn came first. Think about that.
I know. Well,
before they did the whole
Thrawn,
yet
Palpatine.
Again, resurrection of Sheev.
Yeah, Thrawn, Palpatine. I just... Did we talk about one of the earlier shows that, like, they're going to do a movie about Thrawn? Was this a thing, Disney Plus?
I think it's going to be leading into Ahsoka, the Ahsoka show.
Don't get me started on that episode.
I know. I was like, wait, we aren't there yet.
I know. Anyways, yeah.
So yes, the lightsaber crystals. Back to that.
Sorry, it's like, yeah, we're talking about squirrel. No, yeah. It's all stupid. It's all stupid.
No, yeah. So, so like I said, I'm pretty sure with this whole little retcon, not only did they give him the name of the Kyber crystals, which I'm just like, fucking why? They then, and I'm pretty sure this was introduced slowly or just kind of a little subtly with the Clone Wars. They had I think it's like one of the episodes when they had David Tennant voice a character on it, and
Doctor Who.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
They were all the little Padawans were getting their first lightsabers, getting to craft them, and then they were going to be getting the lightsaber crystals. And I think that's where they kind of introduced the whole. There's a kind of life force or something that that
inside
they attune with, and then and then that's their lightsaber crystal in particular. So,
I don't mean to cut you off. This is very interesting though, because for those of you that have not gone and given exuberant amount of money of your own money to Star Wars, like Galaxy's Edge, like when they have what's called Savi's Workshop, and the cast members tell you when you go in that you don't pick the lightsaber picks you.
Picks
So
you.
this shtick.
Oh God.
And I can say this with 100% confidence because I've been there when my brother and I went to kind of see like what it was all about, because obviously we love Star Wars. But yes, that's what they do. They like, and when you try to when you go to like try to get lightsaber, like that's what they I remember hearing that multiple times with the cast member, because I want this one. It's like, well, no, like it picks you, like, so don't try to pick it. I'm like, go suck a fart. I want this one.
You were trying to get a Sheev lightsaber, weren't you?
Well, no, it's the experience. So when you go in, yes, I was, and they didn't have it. They had everybody. They had the Ahsoka's, Asajj Ventress, Jedi Temple, every other lightsaber.
Jedi Temple, what the freak?
Yes, Temple Guard lightsaber or whatever it was.
Right from the club. Yeah, from Clone.
They had his cane, but they didn't have his lightsaber. But yeah, when you go into the experience, so like you pay like $199 is the deposit. If you're a minute late, they cancel your appointment if you're late. But yeah, you and they have like you go in and they've got a bunch of these parts and everything and the crystals and whatnot. But yeah, it picks you. So therefore, I guess apparently because it picks you, it's alive.
I wonder how many people have gone in there and messed with them a little bit and started quoting the Sith code and been like, I know, I picked the lightsaber.
Dude, like walking out, and I'm not trying to go on a tangent, but like going through Galaxy's Edge after these people like come out with their lightsabers, like they're full on like defending this thing. Like, oh, look what picked me, Mom. I'm like, please tell your child that lightsabers, for the love of God, tell your child that this lightsaber is not alive. Anyways, I just want to throw that in there because I know we're talking about it. It's just why it's so stupid. But yet this is what they're
because now it's because like anybody that knows from going through the true canon is that the Sith, they manufactured their own lightsaber crystals because they believed that they were getting more powerful crystals. Even in the Bane book, oh God, I forget who gives Bane the lightsaber.
Oh, it's was it the was it the Dathomirian?
No.
Who was
it? I want to say it was the Twi'lek, but I forget it.
Yes, it was.
I don't know if I don't think it was Kopej. I'm just trying to remember who it was exactly.
I thought it was Kopej because he was the
maybe it's Cordesh.
Cordesh or Kopej.
That's what my brother did. My brother just threw that at me.
Yeah.
So so I mean he was given that lightsaber crystal, and that's how they went about it. While usually it's for the Jedi, they could go on some maybe like spirit quest or something, and they would find the lightsaber crystals out there. And
if you follow, like, to your point, like SOTOR or the KOTOR games, I apologize. It's always like Revan or goes to Dantooine, the caves on Dantooine, to find
the Dantooine caves.
To find the crystals. The crystals aren't walking out of the cave and say, "Hey, Revan, I'm here."
I mean, who wouldn't want to be Revan's lightsaber crystal, right?
Right. So,
but no. So now, for when Anakin becomes Vader and everything, for him going to the dark side, he then makes his lightsaber crystal bleed.
Is that why when I his saber bleed?
I don't know, because we never got any other information about Kylo and his lightsaber, other than what was like told off to the side of everything. Oh yeah, it was this sort of lightsaber. Blah 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 blah. So we never got any of that actual information, like any context within. And I mean, you don't always need to, but in this instance, for such a specially designed lightsaber, it would have been good. But this is like from one of the early Vader comics that they did too. And I'm just like, really? We're gonna I mean, we have to add it to turn up the edge just that much more for the Sith. Now they have to
never
make the
ever
lightsaber crystals bleed. I don't.
You know, it's why though. Like why? What does it do?
I don't recall if there is anything that it's supposed to do special other than make it a red lightsaber.
No, like the Sith making their lightsaber crystals, the they're artificial, or it was artificial crystal. Like that makes sense, right? Because for my research, and like I said, quote me if I'm wrong, but they thought that they're actually I thought through the research that they were stronger, or they had a bit.
That's what even Cordesh said, was that like the stronger lightsaber,
stronger, right?
Than the natural ones that Jedi use. These artificial ones that we made, it'll be much better.
Is them saying it bleeds? Is that to explain why the crystal's red? Is it to be like to humanize, like, because they love to humanize everything, right? They love to humanize. We saw the humanization of the sand people,
right?
In the book of Book of Boba. No. See what I did
Certainly
there?
Became Book of Mando really quick once he showed up for 2 episodes. I hope 3 episodes.
I hope I'll try to stay in my cage during this episode, but
no, please breathe the beast.
they do humanize things. They do humanize the same people, because I say that because I'm reading Kenobi. I'm on chapter 37 or 38, some chapter.
Oh, okay.
These sand people are brutal.
Right?
Like, they are more savage than I ever thought watching A New Hope.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like it definitely adds that extra layer of so this is why people were usually scared of them.
Right. I would not pick a fight with these guys in the back of an alley at night or the daylight. Like they are. Yeah, that's my point. They humanize everything. So if they can humanize, the sand people, they, why not humanize a crystal? Because apparently, maybe they're teaching these kids that they can grow up to be a crystal someday. I would
someday.
I don't care.
It'll happen.
No, but but this is just so stupid. Like why do it? Like, if you want to explain why the crystal's red, then find a better way to do it than say, well, the crystal bleeds.
So it's well, the way I can look at it is it's again the over explanations for things that don't need explanations. It's kind of like how what I think I know I felt it wasn't necessary to start going on about metachlorines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To explain a user of the Force and stuff like that. It was just fine. Like I've always said, it's always been fine with Kenobi's explanation in episode 4. That's all you needed.
And even
you didn't need anything else.
Yeah.
You didn't need to, try and give a little sciencey explanation. No, it's not necessary. Mystery is good. You don't always have to tell everything.
According to one of the actors in the Kenobi show, it's better if things are demystified.
Oh no.
You didn't catch that part.
I haven't, I said, I haven't watched this interview yet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be walking into this blind as hell.
I'm so excited because last episode I got blindsided by the third trailer or the leak. I think it was where all I saw was this Dunkin' Donut connoisseur imp waddling off because he saw donuts were half price at 8:00 in the morning.
Like I said, I still couldn't believe I missed the body positive Imperial officer. I'm just like, I can't believe I missed that. How did I miss that?
I just don't understand, because this guy had to have been employed by Sheev. Was Sheev?
Right.
Did Sheev not get this guy's resume or their lack of?
Apparently, with these Inquisitors, or even Vader. I mean, if this is under Vader, and he's letting freaking fatty officers run things.
He's not 501st. This guy is not 501st.
I'm not saying he's 501st. I'm just saying that, it's under his command potentially. It's like, Vader, you're slipping here, bro. What are you doing letting your officers get like this?
Busy getting his arms attached and his chest piece plugged in like a night bright light.
Pretty much, right?
Anyways, yeah. So back to yeah, but back to this. Just I don't understand it. I don't get it. I think it's just another way to humanize something.
Yeah.
Deconstructs like it doesn't like the explanation was perfectly fine, stating like the Sith make their crystals, and
Right.
that's why it's red. You don't need to go any further with that, and you certainly don't have to say it has feelings. Like what? Like if you fight, like if you and I have lightsabers and you and I, if we duel, our lightsabers gonna like wince in pain when we hit them together.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of something like that, but you're right. You're
like,
right.
No, stop fighting. Seek peace.
Oh no.
Like they're like a Jedi crystal is gonna like quote the Jedi code, and then we're over here because obviously well I'm on eyeline more with the Sith, and I think maybe you do too, other than like in Kyle Katarn, but still like wow. I'd be quoting. Is it gonna quote the Sith code like suck it up, baby? So I don't know. Like it's so stupid. It makes no sense.
No, like I said, this got introduced pretty early on, and yeah, they're still rolling with it as far as I know. Although I don't know, I can't say that because I haven't read many of the comics. And
PSA real quick. So I had thought, I had always taken the stance that Kylo Ren's lightsaber hilt was the absolute, like, the dumbest hilt I'd ever seen. But
from day one,
who is the guy in Rebels that has this box lightsaber pistol hilt thing?
Oh, that's Ezra.
Ezra?
Yeah,
Ezra's now
he gets trained. He gets trained by Kanan, and then he has.
Ezra might. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, his little weird lightsaber is a gun.
Is it a
plus
pistol?
Lightsaber. Yeah.
Is it a lightsaber?
It's basically a stun gun.
Okay.
Plus lightsaber. So he switched. So basically, the idea is to still be, kind of keeping low key. It can be a gun when he needs it to be, and then if things are getting hairy enough, he can switch on the lightsaber part of
Here's a brilliant idea. Why not just do what Luke did and carry a
blaster?
Show. It's a children's show, family show. I can't cuss. A blaster and a lightsaber. Like, what is? He wins the stupidest lightsaber going forward. The trophy.
No, it definitely for design and stuff like that. It's like there's a problem. Is like I kind of understand the idea of having a multifunctional weapon, especially with this time period of
carry a Swiss Army knife.
There you go. But it's like the whole idea of keeping low key and stuff like I get it. At the same time, it's still just so
okay. Well, this would be a good topic to talk about real quick. So, are you for it or like you say so you can understand it?
Slightly, so, I understand it in principle, right? Like I understand this idea of having a weapon while still maintaining that aspect of being a Jedi, having your lightsaber, while at the same time having a functional weapon to defend yourself when you're still trying to hide and not give yourself away to the Imperials at any time.
So
or
what
anybody for that matter.
Okay, so like I hear what you're saying in principle, but why not do it? I don't know, like Obi-Wan did, and when he's on Tatooine and using things around like the fire. It's not called the fire extinguisher, but for lack of a better term, he got when he's fighting in the claim. He takes the fire extinguisher and like blows it up, and then the lights are dim.
Well, yeah, and you would think too with this kid Ezra that he'd be very resourceful because he's basically he's a street urchin basically. He grew up on the streets, So you'd think he'd be rather resourceful or
Space Aladdin.
Constructive. Yeah, he's Space Aladdin, like I've said before. But you'd think he'd be pretty constructive on how he defends himself and stuff like that. But apparently it only goes so far.
I hear what you're saying in principle. Like I can hear that. I just, I also.
But no, I'm more of the philosophy of the way Luke handled things. He had a lightsaber plus a blaster pistol if he needed it, for those situations. That was a good principle to have. You don't always want to be.
It still looks like a lightsaber with a metal box. Like When you look at it, you can tell, like, yeah, that's a lightsaber. It doesn't even look like a pistol. Like, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm so old and stuck in my ways that I refuse to accept anything other than that. But
and then for anybody that happens to be watching this back, here's for a little context of what it looks like.
Yes, please.
Here it is.
Like,
and it's just funny. You can see the lightsaber part of it.
100%.
And it's looking awfully like Obi-Wan's and Luke's.
I mean, so top 3. So let's just say real quick, that'll be fun. Top 3 dumbest lightsaber hilts you've ever seen go.
I would still say, yeah, it's right up there with the helicopter lightsabers, the Kylo Ren's lightsaber, and
what about Rey's dark side?
I'm looking at this again. I'm like, wait, what?
What about Rey's dark side lightsaber?
Oh God, that
you can remember that one?
The way that thing opened up too to be the staff saber or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so wonky.
It was like a combination between a staff saber and like Darth Maul's double-bladed lightsaber. Like it's like they wanted it was like they couldn't tell what
they wanted best of both worlds, but they sucked it up so hard.
So OG Star Wars posted something about like Ezra's lightsaber. I think, not to mess up the quote, but I think she would agree that it's the dumbest functional hilt she's ever seen. And then I had posted under, I have to find the tweet, but I had posted about Rey's. I was like, what about Rey's dark side saber? Because I remember that just atrocity.
Right.
But then there's obviously, if we, we should probably, instead of doing like top 3, we should do like top 17. Because if you look at any of the High Republic lightsabers, like Chewbacca, not Chewbacca, but the Wookiee lightsaber that dude had, that was pretty dumb too.
I did like it is. I've kind of avoided a lot of stuff having to do with the High Republic and everything, so I haven't seen everything that's come out of there.
I'll pick you up a copy. For you.
You're a gem. You really are.
Absolutely. Just so you know, we can be well informed.
Oh, that's what I feel like I'm missing out on, right?
Hey, I've seen 2 people in the course of a year pick up copies of the High Republic comic books. So where's Daviaso? Glad that he's not here, because he would be hot and heavy right now.
So yeah, what she says, what a functionally stupid hilt concept. What hilt concept do you think is not functional and quite stupid?
It looks like more like an old school flashlight. Yes.
So yeah, and I liked your quite literally the most stupid hilt I've seen. Rey's darkseid saber is a close second. Wait, let's not forget about the Inquisitors.
I did, yeah. I do like the staple gun though. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, the staple gun's pretty apt.
Who posted that? Because
Wild Katarn.
I need to follow him. I'm gonna follow Wild Katarn solely based off that picture right there. Yeah, so at the end of the day, why do you think they're doing it? Is it to humanize stuff? Is it just because
back to the lightsaber crystals?
Yeah, like what is
like I said, it's just more over explanation. Giving the Force the touch on the more things than just human beings is now for inanimate objects. It's again over explanation.
It's to be inclusive, just not for human sentient beings.
I guess so. And then, like I said, it's add that little extra evilness to the Sith of, now they hurt their lightsaber crystals, because it's supposed to be like their crystal, the one that they were as a Jedi, basically, and they make it bleed. So, yeah. I don't know.
You can't stand for inclusion if you don't say that a lightsaber crystal can have feelings.
Well, I guess I don't then. Because a lightsaber crystal should not have feelings.
Yeah, so stupid.
All right, so should we get into this?
I think so. Kenobi. I think you should sit down, though, definitely, because I had to.
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, London photo call with cast members. Oh, the fun and excitement.
Yeah.
All right.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Hopefully we don't get hit for this. Well. So let me know if you can hear it or not.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
Do you hear it? Okay, good.
Yeah, it was a lovely character to come back to play. I'm sort of nearer in age to Alec Guinness when he played when he.
Man, life was harder on Alec Guinness than it was on you in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
But at least he, definitely fit the old. See, again, this is where I'm really I've been thinking, man. I've been thinking it. They're gonna at some point they're gonna just reboot the original trilogy. They're gonna redo them.
Listen, I've been saying this. I know Script Trooper has been saying this for a while, but I said this. I don't know, like 10 shows ago. I don't even know how many shows ago. I said that they were going to retcon 4, 5, and 6, and then we talked about how they're rebooting they're bringing out these reimagined covers,
little stories and stuff. Yeah,
and how I had thought, well, if they're gonna do the covers, why not redact some key points in the books to fit their narrative. I'm not crazy. I promise you, I'm not crazy.
Oh, no, of course not. I'm not saying you are.
Yeah, no, I know. Some people think like, no, they're not. They wouldn't do it. They're not gonna retcon 4, 5, and yeah.
Yes, they would.
Yeah, they would. Bastards.
Made the role in episode 4, so it was nice to sort of bridge the gap between the last episode I did and his. I think we found a really great story to tell in that time frame. 10 years after the end of.
He doesn't even know. What is it? Was it 10 years or 12 years?
I mean, from everything we've seen and we've talked about, it's 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, and yeah, he's supposed to be a mopey Jedi in a cave.
And it was fun to play him again. Really, really fun. And with the new technology and working with Deborah Chow, our brilliant director.
Lost my cool right here when he said this. Our brilliant director, Deborah Chow.
I mean, what was it? She's maybe directed some episodes of Mandalorian, and
I mean, like how? Like what else?
I mean, she's might have. I don't know. I'm not always familiar with all these.
Well, she's brilliant, so she had to have been doing more.
And I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's like the same thing with she's even directed an episode of Better Call Saul, apparently. Huh.
So here's my thing real quick, because I know this is like 11 minutes long, but they break up, well, anyways, like, do you really think he's bought into this? Is he really what
was it? I saw
OG.
No, it was Tim from Open Airlock. He's like, no, they've sold us up the river. They're full on board with the mouse. They're full into it. There's been nothing else to it.
Like, so they're drinking the Kool-Aid, or they're on
the Kool-Aid. They're on the Kool-Aid
out of fear of not having a job, or because why?
It's either to go along than to get go against it. Pretty much. I mean, it's just easier just to meld into it.
Either you drink our Kool-Aid, or you're not going to have anything to do with the show.
Right. Because they'll recast them probably real fast.
Gosh. Is that your thought? Like, do you agree with Tim from Open Airlock?
Yeah, I
There's no enthusiasm. There's zero enthusiasm. And
it was for like one of the other interviews that they did. He's like so the person quoted, you were a kid when our films came out, so we sort of made them for you. we now meet those people that really love our films, but it's taken 15 years for us to hear that. And it's so nice. It changed my outlook and my relationship with Star Wars. And Open Airlock just said, I'm calling bullshit. Like I said a few weeks ago on the spacing, sold us down the river.
Yeah.
And he's been pretty hard on that too. That's been his. And yeah. So, and that's kind of was one of the topics I was wanting to kind of go into too, was the and what I've been kind of seeing with some of them talk about is that for the prequels and within my own circle, we didn't hate it. We certainly kind of made fun of it and riffed on it a bit. We weren't big fans at the time, but the thing is, and this
we
is
hated Jar Jar. That was it.
Well, it was Jar Jar. Some of the acting and stuff like that was kind of goofy, but the thing is that at the end of the day, it was still a consistent story that was coming from Lucas,
right?
And the thing is that I was happy and fine to rewatch them. While I think some things could have been elaborated upon, that you got kind of hints from with like episode 4. Like one of my always kind of my points was like we didn't quite see a relationship develop between Owen and Anakin.
Yeah.
For Owen to kind of talk about Anakin in such a way in episode 4, like he knew him so personally. He's like, and I don't know how it never seemed like they touched on what. And I mean, for all I know, it was explained in some of the EU content. I just haven't seen it yet. But
yeah,
I mean, we don't.
Did Salvatore? Did he touch on it in Attack of the Clones?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody did. For all I know, they did. But no, but my whole point is that there didn't seem to be anything that really showed us that oh yeah, he also knew that Anakin turned into Vader, and that's the thing that he'd fear something becoming of Luke, or it was just maybe from Anakin being a Jedi, being in the Clone Wars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we didn't see any even in the Clone Wars show, they didn't do this.
No,
they didn't have any interactions to help flesh that out for at least some. That was always something that I was kind of curious about.
Why Owen hated Anakin?
Well, it wasn't even hated it. It was just more like he was very, very wary of and he wanted the best for Luke and stuff like that. But it was just called, what also further gave him that impression as to why he needed to keep Luke out of that life in particular. And like it was like even Baru said, he's not a farmer. Owen, he got too much of his father in him. So with little dialogue like that, I was expecting to kind of see that in the prequels and stuff when they were doing them. I thought, oh, we're gonna get some of this, but it didn't really develop. And to me, that would be considered like a little nitpick,
for sure.
So that's just it. And then but then like Revenge of the Sith rolled around. It's like, oh, holy shit, this one's probably the best of the bunch. It was the best one, at least certainly for me, and it definitely tied everything up and moved us into For a New Hope. And we still always put on the whole 6 movies when we were marathoning and everything.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like these sequels and Rogue One and Solo and stuff, it's like I have no care to watch these, no matter what. Not even when they get the audio, riff tracks treatment of being made fun of.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch them. They're just, to me, they are that bad.
Yeah.
And so
I'd rather watch Pain on the House.
And so part of this too is that, for the prequel hate, I didn't always hear it from anybody else on my small circle. We kind of made our jokes, but we still watched and enjoyed. We still dug it. We didn't feel like, oh man, screw all this. They've ruined Star Wars for us.
Yeah.
But no, like, and then like a lot of people are pointing out, like Open Airlock and OG Star Wars, they're saying a lot of the major hate came from the critics, came from the media outlets and stuff like that. Those were the things that were really hammering in on the prequels. And then it was like, what I can at least say, I just talked amongst friends. I didn't go online, post on the social media boards or whatever, the forums and stuff like that. I didn't send any hate mail or anything like that. I kept that shit to me. I didn't. That's where it'll only belong, right? It's like, oh, we'll just talk shit amongst each other.
Right.
So that was that. Now back to this.
It was really good writing. It was good. It was really good fun to do. He's
Wait, was it that really good writing? Was he talking about the prequels or was he talking about the current?
No, he's
show?
talking about Deborah Chow's writing, I would assume. That's what I got.
Let me go back a bit. Hang on.
More 10 years after the end of episode 3. And it was fun to play him again. Really, really fun. And with the new technology and working with Deborah Chow, our brilliant director, and with really good writing.
Oh yeah,
it was good. It was really good fun to do. He's so it's like 10 years after the end of episode 3, and the end of episode 3, the Jedis are all but wiped out, and those who haven't been killed are in hiding, and this sort of Jedi order has collapsed, and Obi-Wan's lost his brother Anakin to the dark side of the Force, and I think feels a certain sort of responsibility for that.
Yeah, I get that at that point of it. The thing is, though, is that it's been 10 years, and you'd think he'd kind of have his shit together, though.
Well, then, you bring up a good point, because and I do want to save a lot of this for when we review Kenobi, but even in the book, when he's meditating, he's talking to Qui-Gon, like, yes, this is right after Order 66, right?
Yeah,
so he does.
It's fresh.
Yeah, it's like the knife is still in his back, and he's trying to get it out,
Right.
And but yes, he does elaborate. It paints beautifully where he's at mentally with this, but this is right immediately after. So you're telling me like he's in the same depressed, but he even catches himself too. Like if you remember, like he's talking to Qui-Gon, it's like, no, you know what? No, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
So you tell me he did this for 10 years and he can't, and he's worse. It sounds like this is what I'll say.
Worse off than he was.
Yes. It sounds like this Obi-Wan, this Kenobi is worse off 10 years after Order 66, or I'm sorry, after their fight, than the Kenobi is in the book.
Yeah.
How does that make any sense? How are you going to be worse off?
Yeah, and even
depression progresses. Like,
even a year into his exile with the Last of the Jedi,
right?
He's having some. Oh, look, now Daviaso shows up. He's in the chat.
Oh, interesting.
You're wrong. Disney Star Wars is amazing. No way, get wrecked, chump. It's garbage. It's a dumpster fire.
This guy. I'll light him up.
If you want the link, I'll send it to you and you can come in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our non-special guest.
All right, back to this.
Anyways,
so it's 10 years later. He's in hiding himself, and he's sort of living without the Force, and he's a pretty broken.
Nope,
broken man.
Wrong.
Bro, no, again, Last of the. All right, you bet. I'll hold you to that, Davia. So next week, I'll hold you to that. He says he'll be on next week. I'll hold him to that.
Whatever.
No, it's
he's not living without the Force. He uses the Force
the Kenobi. Well, in Kenobi, he finds creative ways to use it, right?
Right.
And even we can see that he's still in the Last of the Jedi books, he's still using the Force to kind of feel out situations and people and how he can navigate and everything.
Yeah, to your point,
he's still and even 10
years
years after that, he's still going to be doing that. He still needs to keep himself, he still needs to be a honed warrior to be able to at least have. He can't be completely rusty when Luke's now ready to start his training. Oh, I'm a little rusty. Sorry, Luke. I mean, maybe now it's true. This is why Luke pisses off to an island, because he failed so epically. He couldn't handle it, so he leaves.
Right. I refuse to believe that he's been living without the Force for 10 years based off the amount of times that he used the Force in Kenobi. The book, and then The Last of the Jedi, which takes place after Kenobi.
a year after.
Yeah. You're just not going to quit living, or you're just not quit using it.
No,
but even to like Ferris's point, like the argument can be like Ferris uses it. So Ferris left the Order, right? And then years later,
he kind of cut himself. He kind of stopped using it, as he said.
But he still had it.
He still had a connection, but he didn't really use it and rely upon it like he did when he was a Padawan.
Yeah,
he left that
he
life.
Was still able to use it. You know.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like the whole just riding a bike situation, and once you got back on, you knew what you were doing.
Yeah. Using the toilet after Taco Bell.
Just like watching
Jesus.
Stories in that world, you know, they like George Lucas created this world that we like to. Sci-fi is about escapism, isn't it? And
yeah, all this stuff has been about escapism, and like I made a tweet about it earlier. When are we gonna get that? Because all they seem to like doing is pushing the message.
Yeah,
we aren't getting, I mean, for some people, yes, it's still fun and exciting and stuff like that. They get to enjoy it, while some of us that are, you know, we see what's being pushed, and it's like, no, it's not good at all.
Well,
we're getting this stuff shoved down our throats, and we're tired of it.
He's Obi-Wan, so therefore what he says is law. It's more law than what George says. I guess he's Obi-Wan.
Oh.
And he's employed by Deborah Chow, his brilliant director.
Yeah.
I guess we like to escape into that world, and now that we know that world, I think everyone knows
this. And you know, I do escape into the Star Wars world by going to the old books.
Yeah,
the true canon, not this faux canon bullshit.
For faux lore, so well.
The faux lore,
and likes it that you can tell all these different stories in it, like either with characters that we know from the original movies, or new characters, or in different timelines, and so it is growing all the time. As like computer.
But they aren't really creating new characters. They're creating basically characters to replace the old ones. They're just They're just creating proxies.
Well, hold on. Are you telling me that they're stealing from established content and deconstructing the content that they stole from?
You know, yeah, I think that is.
Surely Fennec Shand isn't the new Boba.
No.
I'd be very...
Neither would Cad Bane be a new Boba.
Oh my God.
Neither would Mandalorian be a new Boba.
You're blowing my mind right now.
I mean, any of those could be they're variants of that character to a degree.
I'm so mind blown right now. I can't even.
Computer games and books and comics and TV shows and movies, and it's sort of ever expanding. So it's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was.
Oh, I think that's the end of it. So wait until Hayden comes up.
Yeah, we're getting into Hayden now.
This is good.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's just such a thrill to get to come back after all this time and do more with this character. Excuse me. That means so much to me. You know, I spent a good 4 to 5 years of my life with this character, and he's come to define my life in so many ways. So it's just
so far.
It's been a great opportunity. Ooh, without giving away anything, just a great story. You know, first time I read the scripts, I was just blown away.
Well, you know, I haven't watched this show yet. I can't say, but are you sure?
Maybe he was blown away by stupidity, but he can't say it.
Or the paycheck.
Yeah, because he's under contract.
And then there's the non-disclosure agreements and stuff like that. He probably had to sign.
They got him by They got him by his mechanical balls.
Yeah, exactly.
No pun intended. Well, does he still have him?
Huh?
Does he still have him? I can't remember.
Why do you think he's so angry?
Yeah.
You would be too if you not only got your other arm chopped off, but both of your legs, and then you
And your
got
balls,
roasted like a marshmallow. You know that junk is gone.
He's not happy.
So naturally, he's pissed.
What a terrible. Oh, it's terrible.
Awful, just awful.
Sort of stayed true to what makes Star Wars great. And
Okay, rewind this. Rewind this a little bit. This is where oh, it's good. Good stuff right here.
way. I think they really sort of stayed true to what makes Star Wars great, and it's just an exciting story. What's going on with the Obi-Wan Kenobi character, and of course Darth Vader.
Staying true
to Star
Staying
Wars.
true.
There has been no consistency or continuity.
You know, this is a funny thing, right? This is a funny thing. It's like for all those people over there, and it's like with the people like Dave fucking Filoni,
Baloney,
Pablo Hidalgo, all those people that know Star Wars for as much as they do, and yet they don't do anything to keep continuity, to keep the story straight, to keep anything in line. I mean, it shows about what big toadies they freaking are for either Kathleen Kennedy or, you know,
well, wait,
the,
she's
the
out.
higher
She's out
ups at
this
Disney.
Is like this 19th time that she's been out. So last time I checked, she's out.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. OG had posted something, I think, about like, you know, she was officially out again.
Oh, that was funny. It was kind of like, yeah, it was like, what if she was out and Favreau was taking over? It was a what if sort of question.
Well, listen, I don't know now because she's got a twin, so I don't know who's out and who's in.
The twin just takes over for days when she doesn't want to work.
Yeah. Continue gets better from here.
Oh
God. I think fans will be in for a real treat. The people I got to work with, that was probably the most enjoyable. You know, working with Ewan and Deborah and Moses. It was just a great group of people. The most challenging aspect, the Darth Vader costume's a real beast. You know,
Is it just me, or does his voice now sound much deeper than I remember?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. When I first, I mean, I always remember him as the Anakin character. And I know he was still pretty young when he was in his early 20s. But it's just, he kind of had a little bit high, like almost kind of like a higher voice sometimes. And I don't know if that was just maybe him acting.
Yeah.
Putting on a voice for the character.
Yeah.
So I didn't always catch interviews and stuff with him. So to me, I'm like, oh shit, his voice sounds a lot deeper than I recall.
How old is he? Is he in his 40s yet?
I don't know. That's a good question.
He's got to be up there because this was how many years ago?
Revenge of the Sith?
Well, Attack of the Clones and Revenge.
Yeah, well, Revenge of the Sith was what, 2005?
Yes, I remember.
But yeah, he's a little bit older than me. He's about 4 years older than me.
Your voice does not sound like his.
He was born in 1981.
Yeah, your voice does not sound. Your voice is not as deep as his. It's just like, hey, Darth Vader is pretty heavy.
Hey, everyone's different though, right?
For sure.
In there, but you know, a real joy to get to wear it as well, and an honor. I think it just goes back to the stories, you know, and sort of how George Lucas originally sort of conceived them. You know, it laid the foundation for these new storytellers to come in and tell their own stories in the Star Wars universe. And I think,
yeah, but he at least had a level of, say in what some of the content of those stories were.
Right.
Like he didn't read. I'm not gonna, like a lot of people. It's like, I'm not gonna say he read every EU book or anything, but they certainly had to bring to him when he was definitely more active in it all.
But he definitely did read some of them though, because if any of you didn't watch Open Airlock, his video, Expanded University, he elaborates on some of the stuff that Lucas.
Well, like I said, it's not all of them.
Well, no.
This might not have gotten to all of them, but he certainly,
Well, no, there's
he
people out
kept
there
a lot of
saying,
notes and used that for what came in the later the prequels and stuff like that.
Well,
he did adapt that stuff and bring it in.
Point I was trying to make is because I've heard the argument, well, George never had anything to do with the Expanded Universe. Like, you're an idiot. Yes, he did. And here's the proof of that. I digress.
I think it's just really exciting, and I've really enjoyed everything that they've been up to. So it's great to be back. It's hard not to. I mean, it's a very empowering costume, and so fun just to see everyone's reaction. When they see Vader, and there's always.
I'm still really curious how this is supposed to work out. And it is like a lot of people have been pointing out. We aren't hearing anything about James Earl Jones still voicing Vader.
Yeah. I don't think
it does start to make me wonder, I mean, I understand wanting to keep a surprise and everything, but it's like if they're trying to have him play Vader. Only in the suit. It's like you only get such an aspect of him, right?
Well, that's why he's practicing his deep voice, because maybe James Earl Jones was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't stand for what you're doing with the characters.
If that were true, he wouldn't have voiced Vader in, like, Rebels and stuff like that.
True.
So,
all right, fair point.
I don't know. He's going to be in this suit. We only know that the people that are following all this news and information, we know he's going to be in the suit. But, the average watcher, viewer, whatever, they're not going to unless they do a deep dive themselves or just kind of look it up or anything. If they want to go beyond any of that information, will they even really know? And so I'm still wondering what's going to be done to make it known. Yes.
Well, I don't know how
Hayden is in the suit.
Well, that brings up another interesting topic, that he's going to be in the suit, because wasn't David Prowse, was he much taller than Anakin? Oh, Anakin. I'm sorry, Hayden.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like?
Well, yeah. If I remember right from I remember watching some of the behind the scenes stuff for the Revenge of the Sith. I believe he was on stilts, and it was like kind of part of that was also like part of like what you see when he kind of comes out of the shackles and stuff, is him kind of getting his footing and everything,
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm getting really curious about all this now.
So what are your thoughts? You think we'll kind of divert real quick. Do you think they're going to bring him back? We talked about it before on the show. Do you think they're going to bring him back, or do you still think they're going to wait?
I'm starting to think that they might have recast it, or they're going to have Hayden do it, but they're going to ADR to the hell out of it and try and like do what they've done with Luke and kind of do AI, melding with the two voices to make it one.
Oh, don't you ever
sort of thing.
Dare.
It wouldn't surprise me.
That hurts my heart. That really does. If they do that, here's the thing, if James Earl Jones, let's say that Disney did reach out to him and he denied it. He said no, refused to do it. Good on him, and I stand by him, because if he did do it, because he doesn't agree with what they're doing, like, I stand by that. But on the flip side, if they butcher this or try to replace him, like that also hurts, because, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's Vader. I mean, he's Vader. I mean, Dave, obviously, Dave Prowse, the voice.
that's kind of like what I always kind of respected with the series The Legacy of Kain. One of their voice actors, I'm going to grab his name because I always get it mixed up with somebody else, but he had passed away, and I remember there being some talks from Amy Hennig that they didn't want to really continue. I mean, for one, it was called they didn't have the ability to continue Legacy of Kain, but on top of it, because they lost that actor, it was especially like, no, we just, it's at a point where it's fine, and without it, he was Tony J.
Yeah,
he voiced the Elder God in those games and other characters too. I mean, he's got quite the resume for all that, but no, it's called, yeah, it's like you if you do lose a key figure, it's called like, maybe time to put it down and kind of fall back and regroup,
yeah,
because there are certain things that you can't replace. Yeah, you could try and have somebody try and imitate the voice or whatever, but you're not going to get that same performance out of that new person, the same tone, the same inflection and stuff like that.
There's only been one time where they had found two people that almost sounded identical, and that's Steve Perry and Steve Lynn from Journey. That's it. Nobody else I've ever come close. Or I guess Frank Caliendo. He kind of does stuff justice, but you'd be hard pressed to find somebody else that sounds like him.
Yeah.
It's like a sort of a change in their demeanor, and that's good fun.
It's a big.
Do we want to bother with these other characters?
I don't. Well, she's the one that said it's better if it's if Star Wars is demystified.
Oh, this is where. Oh, okay. Let's hear this, I guess.
Big deal. I still remember being on Zoom and finding out that I got the job.
It seems so funny to me. I found out on a Zoom call. I mean, I guess that's to be expected with everyone so around the world, and we have this technology to do it. That just still just sounds weird to me.
Yeah, I got an email that I got casted.
Yeah,
or I got on my I was paged that I received the
What are you, from the 80s? Come on, man.
Yeah. For those that the payphone bank. No.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I don't think I said anything. I think there was like nothing behind my eyes for a second, just shock and awe, really. Still, that first day on set was sick. It's actually the moment in the trailer.
What does that mean?
Like stepping
Sick.
off.
It was sick.
It was cool. It was awesome. I mean, that's how I've known that to mean. I'm just I just am not really. I'm just not. Don't often hear it from like actors and shit like that. Like them going, "Oh, that's so sick, bro." That sort of thing is like,
just say it's
what?
Cool.
It was neat. It was an extreme experience. Anything a little more elaborative. Sick, it just makes you kind of go, wait, you were sick, or it was gross? I mean, what do you mean here?
Off the ship into where we are. Never know what to say. But it was amazing. Like you could hear the cannons and like all the extras, and the energy was palpable.
What is she rambling on about? I didn't watch her.
She's basically trying to have a conversation about the show without telling it too much about the show. That's basically what I'm gathering. Is like the way she's trying to tiptoe around, not giving out too much information. She's trying to keep
She's terrible at this.
She's trying to keep her job.
Yeah, just don't speak.
It felt really good to be a part.
Or just keep your answers kind of quick and concise,
She got a bugger hanging out of her nose. What is this? What is this thing? I can't see. Wipe your nose, woman.
The freaking the nose rings, especially when it's in the center like that. I always think of the freaking from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes,
Bebop and Rocksteady. I think it was the Warthog. I think that was Rocksteady. He had has that freaking nose piercing. I always think of that when I see anybody with that freaking with that same piercing. I was like, oh my god, I think of a bull with the
Like, it's
or
just
like Looney Tunes cartoons. Same thing. The bull always had the
yes,
nose ring.
the most unattractive. Like, why would you go out and like? I literally thought it was a booger. I thought she sneezed and she didn't know. Disgusting. Get that out of your nose.
Dangerous because she's so passionate about her work as a Jedi hunter, and she will do whatever she has to do to get the job done.
Will she though? Will she?
Did you say
Or
you think
are
she's
we
gonna turn, or was that Daviaso?
I was saying that. A lot of people have been saying that, and that was gonna be another topic I had was some of the leaks that have come out recently. That point to that, and we can get into that after this.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things I find most exciting about her is her disregard for what anyone thinks about the way in which she does things.
Or her nose.
I don't know. Is it just me, or does it kind of just the way her voice sounds? She sounds like she's on the verge of crying.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but it's just like it's just kind of how she sounds when speaking.
Yeah. I
think the thing that was the most challenging and the thing that I probably enjoyed the most was the training before we even got to set.
What?
We had like really in-depth.
Oh, so they actually do training for this? You could have fooled me.
Training, working out, cardio, and Jedi school, anything you can think of that we might need for
You know who wasn't a part of this training regimen?
Who's that?
The Asian fat imp.
He doesn't look like it, right?
He missed those 6 o'clock wake up calls.
The runs in the morning and stuff like that.
Around
He was too busy at the buffet table.
Yeah. Cafeteria.
It was cool. It was real cool. They're really gracious people, really dope people. They've been doing this a really long time, and they lead by example. And so many people are so happy to see them all the time, which is really beautiful to see. And I'm just happy to be here with them. Nostalgia, and
Oh, so are we getting confirmation that this is nothing but key jangling?
Well,
hang on. Some of this.
So, yeah, nostalgia on whose part? Nostalgia on her part, because early in the interview, I think she stated that this is where she started her journey in Star Wars. So if it's nostalgia for her own, you're using the wrong word.
Well, she might.
For everybody
now
else,
we just stopped it, so I don't know if she's going to elaborate. Hey, let's go. Really
all right. Well,
it's connected to so many things for so many people. And I was just saying earlier in the line, when you love something, you pass it on to people that you love, and hopefully that tradition continues.
I mean, I think that what she could just be referring to is just Star Wars in general, the nostalgia of from the previous movies and stuff like that. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt on that one. That's might be what she was referring to.
Yeah.
But I just can't help but go, wait, are we just actually saying this is nothing but nostalgia baiting?
Okay, no, but can we talk about this real quick? I feel like you're 100% correct, because when the first trailer that they released, what music did you hear?
Oh, it's Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates.
Yeah, they don't hold back. They suck you in. And I like. A lot of people admit it. Yeah, I got tricked for a moment by hearing that music, and I got sucked in. It's like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
And you kind of, I said it too. I was like, I had to kick my ass for a moment. Go, wait, whoa, hang on now.
Yeah,
let's not get overexcited here. We know what this all is gonna mean in the end.
100%. When I watched the trailer, I heard that music. My mind immediately went to episode 1. I wasn't even.
Yeah.
When I heard, I wasn't worried about this dog water trailer. Like, I literally took me back to Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul fighting. But
right.
So but even like you use the word nostalgia, like
Yeah,
because you're not even following continuity. You're not even following the story.
Yeah, there's nothing that's being followed. There's nothing that's really being connected. Now we don't know that for what's done in the show, but other than we know that they're bringing in the Inquisitors and shit like that from Rebels. The thing is like, so this is even 10 years before that show. So here's the thing: certain Inquisitors can't die because they already appeared in that show.
Yeah.
Some of these guys have plot armor already. I mean, we're of course going to know Vader and Obi-Wan. They've got plot armor.
Right.
They can't die, but it's just adding more onto that. It's just like, okay, you guys got to be really creative with this. Otherwise, this is going to be just like, there's no threat. There's no stakes. It's called, why do I care?
Side note, if they kill off Rue, if this Eopie that he's riding in the trailer, if it is Rue from Kenobi and they kill Rue, I'm literally rioting. You don't touch Rue. You don't mess up Rue. Saying it right now.
Well,
I like
that was a very dependable Eopie. You're right.
Listen,
that was a very dependable Eopie.
Yes. Pregnant.
You're not wrong.
A pregnant.
Well, it was.
Eopie.
It gave birth. So
yeah. So maybe this is Rue's. I don't touch Rue. That's what I'm saying. You shysters. Continue. Nostalgia might.
I did Mandalorian and I loved that experience. It was a great experience.
Is this Chow?
It's such a
this is Deborah Chow.
Oh, I can't
wonderful
wait.
galaxy to work in. So I was really excited to get the opportunity to do sort of a bigger story and do the whole thing on this one. But I think one of the most interesting things, it's just such an interesting and well-defined galaxy to work in.
It was until they again lack consistency. They don't keep with their own lore. I mean, I know I've gone on about them shrinking the galaxy with all these characters, but it's like, they don't tie everything together as neatly as they're certainly trying to make it out to sound.
Yeah. There's no continuity.
I mean, yes, it was a big galaxy, but there was connecting threads and, they referenced things, but at least it wasn't like bringing the whole character in. It was just, they referenced events and stuff like that. It made you aware that, oh yes, don't worry, we know what's going on and what's either going on in other books, what's going on with other characters and stuff like that.
You could read and it would all connect.
Yeah, exactly.
I think one of the things that we were really trying to do with this series that's a little different is that because it's a limited series, we have more time than you would normally with a feature to really sort of develop and get more depth.
But what all these end up being is just basically one movie. Yeah, so she's not. I mean, but you could probably cut down a lot of the scenes and stuff, and it would basically amount to a movie.
Do you think so? Like here's my argument. Do you think could they? I don't even want to ask it because if they're the people that are in charge now would do the movie, like is there any difference between doing a limited series versus a movie?
I mean, the thing is with a series, I see the advantage, especially if you're gonna adapt, I don't know, a certain book. You could basically make use of that whole time and adapt the whole book. In my opinion, at least, because I mean, if you spend at least when I go off of the idea of, because I listen to them, so I see the audiobooks are like 10 hours,
right?
I'm like, okay, you could definitely adapt that into a full season 1 run of probably more than like 10 episodes or maybe just a little bit more, 12 episodes.
So you can do a couple chapters in a season,
right?
Yeah.
Or even you could do like the full book in a season. I don't know, but you could certainly adapt it a much better than just trying to trim everything down for a movie. Because you then have to lose things when it comes to a movie.
See but that's how you would do it. And again, everybody, I've said it again. I'll said it before. I'll say it again. Everybody's like, well, you guys are biased, but if they were to just take the novelization. Like Jackson Miller's, Like, yeah, to your point,
I kept saying they had the blueprints. They had the blueprints. The Kenobi
that's
book.
something I can
All
get
they had
excited
to
for. Yeah.
all they had to do was adapt that book, basically beat for beat, and it would have been completely cool. We didn't have to have this, new fabricated story, but of course we did because we had to inject the, Filoni's own new content. He has to shove in anything for his
Well,
references instead of just because
yeah.
this is the thing. It's a scaled down story. It's not a big galactic threat or anything like that. It's very, secluded, I guess you could say, to Obi-Wan on Tatooine and just interacting with Annalene and all of them and just keeping to that, it was very contained.
Yeah.
So,
but even it being contained, it's still it's a phenomenal book.
It's a
I've not
phenomenal
finished
story.
it yet, but 38 chapters in, it's phenomenal.
So what's like one of the what's going on in that moment? Because I don't know it by chapter
Oh,
exactly.
so right now they're at Mos Eisley. Annalene and Obi-Wan are at the
and
cafe, and then
she got the little speeder as a treat and stuff, and
he sees the dark uniformed Imperial and what
he kind of
is
shrinks
described as,
down in his seat and stuff.
as now the new stormtrooper, right? But the scene, where they're in the speeder and they get in the speeder and he uses the Force to accelerate,
to push accelerate the gas and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
So,
yeah.
like it's just you could have done that. But watching these trailers, it leads me to believe that they have followed nothing about the book except for he's watching Anakin from afar.
Yeah.
So let's see what else she has to say. I'm sure nothing good.
The characters. So we were really trying to do sort of a more character-driven story. Oh, I think
character-driven story. You had that in the Kenobi book.
There's no
you had characters. You had a bunch of great characters. You didn't need to make it.
Now you can speak better about this than I can because you finished the book. Are there any characters in these from the trailer that we see? And I know we'll get more into this the 27th. But are there any characters in the trailer that you see that were in the book? I've not seen an Inquisitor yet in Kenobi.
No.
I've not seen the dude with the rice patty hat, the tobacco farming hat. I've not seen him.
Nope.
I've not seen the Tubby. What did you call him? Porkins? Not Porkins.
Yeah, the Porkins, the Imperial officer.
Didn't see him at all. Like there's nobody from the trailer that I've seen that would be in the book. So when you make a claim that we want to do a character-driven story, what characters are you taking? What are you taking it from? Where are you taking it from?
Well,
your own head?
The thing is yes, you can have a character-driven story, but you gotta also contain it a little bit. I think at least, and at least, and they're throwing in so much stuff for this.
That's just
it gets
pointless.
a little bloated over. It can get bloated real quickly, and you lose focus. It gets convoluted and stuff like that. I mean, that's probably what we can foresee with this series.
Like, yeah.
But again, that's where it's. If you want that little more stronger focus, I think that's where having that small scale story can come from. But that's me.
Let's not go to Tatooine. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
The most challenging aspect is the legacy of it. Is that they are some of the most iconic characters in cinema.
Yeah, and are they going to actually maintain being those characters, or are they going to get butchered and bastardized?
He's depressed for 10 years.
So we already got our answer.
What?
And obviously, we're telling a story that's in between two huge trilogies. So, in a lot of ways, we were telling the second act of this story. So there's quite a responsibility that comes with that. I think there's a
second act.
What did she just?
The first,
I did not watch her. I didn't watch this interview. Well, her specifically. What do you mean second act?
She meant from Revenge of the Sith
to A New Hope.
So Revenge of the Sith to her was the first act. This is the next act, basically.
So A New Hope is the third act?
I guess.
My brain hurts.
I don't.
A lot of things, with Star Wars. I think personally for me, a lot of the appeal is that at the end of the day, it's always felt like a franchise is about hope. And I think it's kind of an enduring message. And then in other aspects, it's just such an interesting, well-defined world where every detail is so well thought out.
She's not talking about Disney Star Wars, is she?
Is she legit talking off her?
She probably has cue cards she has to memorize before every press event, so she has things to say.
My brain, like, sometimes I try to be funny on the show and I make comments to make people. My brain hurts, right? Like physically, right now, listening to.
Because it's so contradictory to what we've seen, right? It's like,
I feel like if I opened Webster's dictionary or thesaurus and looked up the word contradictory, Deborah Chow would be right next.
Well, not even her. It just has to be Disney Star Wars.
Touche, well played, but under it, down the line, it would be Deborah Chow.
Asterisk,
yes, asterisk, Deborah Chow.
No,
she has
it would be because there was an interview with her that Open Airlock went over. He went over it like last night. She was saying how she, thanks to like being on the Mandalorian and stuff and doing that gig, she went to people like Dave Filoni. So you want contradictory, asterisk, Dave Filoni, asterisk, fuck Pablo Hidalgo, all those people at Lucasfilm. It's all them telling these directors that are basically for, I don't know if it's the same for Marvel, like it is with Marvel, because Marvel, they just basically hire directors like it's a casting job.
Right.
They don't actually get to direct. So
right.
I wonder how much is true with the Lucasfilm side of things too, the savior of Star Wars, Dave Filoni, is instructing these people on what to do.
Apparently what to say.
And I think it's also a very inclusive galaxy where, everybody can sort of find a place in it.
Thanks for watching.
Even lightsaber crystals.
Doing good up until that point. Yeah, so that was...
I told you it was going to be a ride.
It was certainly... it was a lot of, PR talk. It was them dancing around, not saying too much while saying just enough to keep people satisfied until the show comes out. Otherwise, we already pointed out everything that was just kind of stupid about that.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to go a little more off the handles. You acted like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, it's a kids show. Gotta,
of course,
be somewhat respectful because we want them to keep coming back. It's very sad to see. Like there's a lot of people that on Twitter that that I follow that say, I hope that Ian and Caden are having fun, all this and that, blah blah blah. They're wishing them the best, and it's like, it's sad to see. It's sad to see them coming back and selling out and going along with this crap that they're producing, knowing that they followed, and knew the plans and the direction that Lucas wanted to go himself, right? They knew that,
right?
And then to come back and be a part of this is like, there's no other. In my mind, unless somebody wants to come up with a different defense or argument against it, like you are bowing down to Disney and you are going along with it because if you had followed under Lucas and you knew his vision and where he wanted to go, I don't think you would come back and do this unless you needed money or unless you wanted to just do the part again, right?
Right.
But then to hear Ian, however you say it, I think Ian, people say Ian, whatever.
Ewan?
To hear this interview, there's no enthusiasm in it. There's no enthusiasm in his interview. And to listen to Hayden, you know, he's dancing around and there's no real emotion, enthusiasm. Then to hear this girl with the booger out her nose, like I tuned her out most of it because I just tuned her out. But then to hear Deborah, it's like it just pisses me off. It really does. Like you this 11-minute long interview. There's constant contradiction, and it's just sad to see. It really is. You know,
Well, it's just
I
all
want
the sniffing out the bullshit, right?
Well, for sure. It's like I want to love Star Wars, man. Like I wouldn't be doing this podcast. You and I wouldn't be doing this podcast. We wouldn't, you know, have the conversations that we have if we didn't love it. And you know, but I can't get on board with this. We are 12 days. Is it 12? 6? How many days? 4? Was it 27? So that's about 12 days, 13 days before this launch, and I'm already dreading it. Just one, based off seeing the 3 trailers, watching this interview, and then being on chapter 38 of the book, right? Like I'm now seeing the larger picture. I'm seeing the master plan, if you will, like, you know, Palpatine having this master plan that he waited years, you know, but like I see the end game, and the end game is to, in your turn, bastardize characters, deconstruct, and eventually what I believe is they're going to retcon 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, I'm well on that boat already.
For sure.
I'm so on that boat. It's not even funny. I'm just waiting for that announcement to hit. It's gonna be called. Yeah, we are rebooting. We have our new cast ready to go. We're gonna start.
I had this thought, and I want to share it with you because I also, you know, on the show we've often asked, you know, how do you even begin to understand the things that Disney, Lucasfilm is doing? Like, why are they hiring these people? And I just had a thought come to my head, right? I believe that they're hiring these people because they are the people best suited to eventually get to the end game, which is to retcon. Because you look at these people and you're like, they're stupid. These are the stupidest people out there that know nothing about Star Wars.
No, please tell us how you really feel.
and yet they are put into this role, right? So you're like, what are they doing? They're like idiots. These idiots that are in this role are the best people to carry out their goal, which is to destroy what Lucas created and retcon, basically to destroy Star Wars, destroy Lucas, make him irrelevant, right? What he created, irrelevant. Tag legends as legends that's not canon in their opinion, and to eventually reboot and create what they want to do. That's why that's my opinion. Could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that these are the best people to carry out their That's not even how I really feel. I toned it down. I was gonna start cussing Mandarin.
We have in the chat, Mr. Insect. I hope they do full-on CGI abomination cast. Oh God.
Oh dear.
Oh. That makes me think of like the freaking Avatar movie. They all looked CGI to holy hell, and they all looked like wax figures or something. It was weird.
Well,
No,
just tell me I'm wrong.
I wish I could say you're wrong, but you know, I'm just too full on that boat already I'm just waiting for the news to drop. We're going to get it.
The one thing they took from Lucas is how patient Palpatine was, how patient she was, and how he's a mastermind, and he waited to have his plan come to fruition. I think that's the only thing they took from it. They're waiting.
Yep. Biding their time.
Get rid of the Jedi.
It's them pushing out all of this stuff, and basically making people susceptible to the idea of, oh, hey, you know what? Maybe we do need to reboot the series to have the current line of actors like Ewan McGregor to carry on being Obi-Wan, and then have this new Luke, have this new Leia, Han, yada yada yada.
It's go woke or go broke. We have to live in a world where everybody's inclusive. Everybody, nobody can have daddy issues. You have to humanize everything.
No, they have their daddy issues. Is this, it doesn't get worked out the way Luke did.
Right. Well, for sure, but like you can't, you gotta take a stand for everything that's wrong in this world. So hey, if you want to grow up and be a lightsaber crystal, you can grow up and be a lightsaber crystal. Hey, Tuskens have feelings. They're not these savages that
they have certain feelings. It's just more about continuing to kill to kill the people that have settled on Tatooine. Yeah, it's as we've learned from Ayark and her tribe.
Oh man, that was a side, spoiler. I had no idea Ayark was a female, and now I was like, more power to you.
You were talking about it last week, and I was biting my tongue trying to make sure I didn't say.
You grinned at me. I was like, I wonder if he has gas because he just made a face. I didn't call you out on it, but that's why you knew.
Yeah, of course I knew. I've already gone through the whole book.
You let me believe.
I didn't want to take that away from you. I didn't want to take that away. You were experiencing the book for the first time. I didn't want to spoil
Here
anything
I am on
for
camera. People watching me look at you, give me some gassy look. Anyways, spoiler alert, at Yark, who I'm fond of.
She's great.
Mother.
It's you can make even though I don't like the Tuskens, I think they all should have been wiped out. Anakin did nothing wrong. No, I thought the Ayark and her whole plight with the way she was trying to keep the Tusken tribe together and everything. I thought that was a great little side story, and it was also showing how dickish. Oh God, what's his name?
Oren,
the kind of bastard he is. The way he's used the in a sense used the Tuskens and stuff like that and exploited them, but at the same time, the Tuskens aren't made out to be any kind of victims or anything because they still do raids, they still attack and kill people. They're not. They're not all peaceful.
They're
kumbaya.
relentless, man.
Oh yeah, they're not. They're not They're not peaceful kumbaya and everything like the freaking Book of Boba Fett. Oh man, they're more than ready to go in there with gaffy sticks, a swinging and messing people up.
I know we're going off, and I don't even care. You mentioned that. You mentioned this kumbaya. They would have ripped that. They would have ripped his throat out his butthole.
Basically, yeah.
There would be no sign language, kumbaya, offering them a water gourd. It's very well established that they don't like settlers. They don't like outsiders. There was one person in the book that, well, I guess two. It was was it Keshik? What was her name?
The female
the female, and then
they brought in
Sharad Het.
Yeah.
Only two. And it was
Sharad Het had to earn his place too. We went over the hour 20 minutes, so Hitman has to get his butt back in here for getting automatically dropped. He needs to start doing it proper instead of on his phone. There you are.
Oh boy, I was about to rip into this. No, what I was saying, this wasn't. So you read what Sharad had to go through, and then you watch the Book of Mando. Yeah, I did it. Book of Boba, and see what Boba went through to become.
Right.
It was night and day. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
they basically Boba had a tickle fight with the Tuskens versus Sharad Het and what he went through.
Right.
Yeah, this is what pisses me off so much is like you have gold on a platter.
Yep.
You shysters. And then you're like, no, we're too good for this. We're gonna come up with our own stupid ideas.
Yeah, we're also gonna abandon the currently established lore. We're gonna abandon it, call it Legends. But when we can't actually create anything of our own, we will loot from it when we need to. Also, as a way to go, hey, see, we're paying attention to some of you. We're
gonna pull a Tusken and a Jawa and steal and loot from established content and call it our own. Because we can do that. And it's like, it's so obvious. And they try to make it, it's just so stupid. It's like, yeah, we're going to steal and nobody's going to know that we're doing this because we're Disney and we're so nonchalant about it. And it's like, you literally stole from this character. Like, you literally stole from, like, you took what Sherrod Het went through and you implemented it into the book of, like, you idiot.
And they infantilized it. They made it completely, like, not by the sounds of it, not near in what we got from Boba, not even nearly the same, strenuous circumstances that Sherrod went through.
You're so stupid, and Yark didn't even like her own children. Like,
yep.
And then you want to say the Tuskens are like they're gonna sit there and have a kumbaya fest with like, I wish you would have told me to read this book. Like, and maybe you did, and maybe I was just too lazy to read it.
No,
but
I did.
Wish...
I between recommending the Bane trilogy, Plagueis, and Kenobi was then later one of them. I was like, dude, you gotta check this one out too.
I wish I would have read this book before we did Book of Boba. Wish, because our ratings, we would have had more people probably have listened. More people probably would have listened if I had done. Because I would have just. We would have just.
Don't worry.
Destroy, but yeah, so
you'll have the energy for the Kenobi series.
Oh, I'm trying to save it. Like, I really am, but like, it's like I'm gonna quote from Sherlock Holmes. It's like, Holmes says to Sherlock, like, "Does your depravity know no bounds?" I went through anger. I'm going through anger management, and my therapist, she's like, you can't call people donkeys. You can't, you can't do it. Like, anytime, like, I get it.
That's a new one.
Yeah. Like, cause I call everybody donkeys. Like, you're such a donkey. Like, don't be a donkey. I hate that donkey.
I mean, it's better than the saying, don't be an ass. I mean,
or somebody, messes something up. I'm like, what donkey?
Don't be a jackass. Come on.
Anyways, then we're going through the exercises, the images. It's like, what do you see? It's a donkey. It's a donkey. I told you already, donkey. It's a donkey. Yeah. Anyways, anger management, family show. Got to digress. Blood pressure down. What are your thoughts? Because I
think we've said it all, right?
They're just donkeys. They literally donkeys.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I was hoping
what could be said?
No, I get. Maybe I said it all, but yeah, I don't know what there is left to say, but
we do have like I mentioned earlier, there was some. These are these are supposed leaks, rumor, whatever you want to call it. I'm not. It wouldn't surprise me if these turn out to be correct. So shall we get into this too? Because anybody that happens to listen, potential spoilers. If these turn out to be true, and I learned it. So I found this out from both Anna, that Star Wars girl, who I'm getting the post from, and also Old Drunk 3PO. He did a video on it, and I kind of got the order of which they're to go through, at least from him. So starting things out. First one is, having been inspired by Obi-Wan's message to the Jedi who survived Order 66, a young Jedi named Nari, I don't know, finally locates the Jedi Master on Tatooine. how would he locate him on Tatooine through a message after Order 66? I mean, just that alone is already like, wait, what? He wouldn't have given any kind of details. Or at least he shouldn't have given any sort of details. The only thing I could have sworn was the idea of he said when rewiring the message was, okay, now it's the message is saying for everyone to stay away, to not come back, you know? So how? But again, this is, you know, however, since the Inquisitors are in pursuit of Nari, his arrival on Tatooine only draws attention to Kenobi and endangers Luke Skywalker. Okay, if he's just looking for Obi-Wan, it doesn't by proxy automatically endanger Luke immediately. At least, you know, not to me at least. Maybe that's just me, but you know, I don't see how it would automatically, but whatever. This report also claims that Rupert Friend's Grand Inquisitor, the fifth brother, and Reva, the third sister, arrive on Tatooine, where Reva senses Obi-Wan. The Grand Inquisitor dismisses her claim on account that he cannot. What? So the Grand Inquisitor, the leader of this whole Inquisitor force, basically, besides Vader, he's kind of beneath Vader for all of this. And on top of it, he was himself a temple guard for the Jedi during the Order, according to their lore. So, as powerful as he should be, you're telling me that this the Special Inquisitor can sense him, Obi-Wan, but the Grand Inquisitor cannot.
It makes absolutely no sense.
I mean, there's certainly this is
so hold on. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So to where are they sensing him? Like, where are they when they sense Obi-Wan? Because in a New Hope,
I'm guessing they're on Tatooine, either at Mos Eisley or a related town.
So why? So the first question I'd ask: why are they on Tatooine? Be my first question.
From the way it sounds, they're tracking down this Nari person. They're tracking him.
Nari, yeah.
And
so
then
Nari,
when they're on the planet, then she suddenly senses Obi-Wan.
So like through the Force, you sense,
yeah.
Oh, that's Obi-Wan, or oh, this is a Jedi.
Even though someone like Obi-Wan Kenobi, who is a Jedi Master, Jedi on the Council, he would know probably just very much like someone like, and I think he did this in the last of the Jedi books. He did what Sidious did. He hid himself in the Force.
Right.
He hid himself so he would not be sensed.
Well,
he could do that sort of thing.
This is my whole argument. So like Nari senses. So how? This is a freaking rabbit hole, right? So how did Nari find Obi-Wan, and how does Nari sense Obi-Wan, right? So like Vader sensed Obi-Wan on the Death Star because obviously
they have a connection.
They had the connection. So does Nari have a connection to Obi-Wan? And if not, how does Nari sense Obi-Wan, right? And if
I guess that might be explained in the show. I mean, this could be like our Ferris Olin insert,
right?
Basically.
It's just like it makes sense for Vader to sense Obi-Wan, but for Nari, who, you know, if Nari has no connection,
for either Nari or for Reva.
Right.
Now, again, if both of these people somehow had a connection to Obi-Wan, we didn't hear about it.
So they just pull us out of the rear and be like, oh yeah, well,
but we don't know. This is called, oh yeah, I sensed him. No, all right.
Okay, I didn't mean to cut. It's stupid.
No, no, it is. So then he dismisses her, leading her to take out her frustrations on the citizens of Tatooine who failed to provide them with information. So we get our evil bad guy moment. And then I believe the next part is here. Lastly, due to the threat of the Inquisitors, Joel Edgerton's Owen Lars believes Kenobi will only lead them to Luke and tries to get his nephew back to the farm to keep him safe. So they were all in town together, family trip. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi's new Jedi apprentice. Due to the casting of Inquisitors, many Star Wars fans assumed the Jedi hunters would naturally be hunting Obi-Wan. But if Nari actually leads them to discover Kenobi, this could be why Darth Vader gets involved. I guess. I mean, it just seems like they just want to get Vader involved just to go, hey, we're having the big rematch of the century.
I feel like Tatooine would be the last place Vader would want to go back to.
Absolutely. The absolute last place. Because, like, is either at the end of Revenge of the Sith book or something else. It was called Qui-Gon, I think it was saying, yeah, this is the best place because that's it was a Qui-Gon or I forget who exactly was saying it, but it was basically, that's the last place
he would go.
and Vader would want to go back because it could reawaken the Anakin part of him.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing he wants to do.
You know what I think is going to happen because they're so great at contradicting themselves. I think, I agree with you. I think Vader is going to come to Tatooine because it's so stupid.
We'll see. Also, Uncle Owen's fears about the danger Kenobi and the Jedi pose to his nephew are likely to be the cause of Owen's comments and poor opinion of Kenobi in A New Hope.
So this is another issue I have with this. So please correct me if I'm wrong. Does Obi-Wan know, like through the book, does Obi-Wan know that Anakin survived? Because the way that I read the book, he doesn't know if Anakin survived.
Yeah, at least in that first book, it's very much he has not learned yet that Anakin survived and became Vader, or is in the suit and Vader and stuff like that. He could put two and two together.
So
that clearly got revealed to him because in Last of the Jedi, but also it was I always forget the name of the damn book. But it's basically what the Darth Vader
Rise of Darth
yeah. But that at the end of that book, that's where it gets revealed to him through a HoloNet news thing of Darth Vader, and that's how he learns. Oh shit! He basically shits a brick. Is like, oh my god, he's alive.
Okay.
I done goofed.
So.
But he takes it in stride, and he continues on doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Because it goes Labyrinth of Evil, Revenge of the Sith, Rise of the Dark Lord, then it would be Kenobi, and then later down the Last of the Jedi, right?
Yes.
Later down. But this brings my next question. So, how does Owen Lars know that Anakin's Vader?
See, that's just it. We don't know
because when you make the comment like you train, is like he'll need training, and then he says like you trained his father.
Oh yeah,
savage moment. 1 point for Owen. Does Owen know? Are we in the timeline? Like if that's the case, if Rise of the Dark Lord
is
came
never.
before Kenobi,
I mean, at least
it's not established.
Like I said, unless it was revealed at some point in the book somewhere, it wasn't in. So if,
my argument is this, though. So because like I said, I haven't read Rise of the Dark Lord yet. So if Obi-Wan knows it, that's one thing. But it's very clear that Obi-Wan is he's so tight-lipped in the Kenobi book about who he is. It doesn't make sense for him to tell Owen that Anakin is Vader. Like, so how does Owen find
doesn't.
out?
It certainly doesn't seem like they have a very communicative relationship other than Owen going, hey, you might want to kind of take it a little further back.
But so they portrayed the relationship in the books one way, and then the movies it makes it seem like everything's okay. Well, at least
it's just more of he just refers to him as old crazy Ben Kenobi.
Well, in episode 4,
he keeps that kind of that distance of you don't want to get too involved with him,
right? So.
Mr. Insect drops in. Just bring in Vader. Rogue One, Fallen Order. The Vader works every time. So basically, that little flash in the pan style scene of just introduce him for a quick little badass scene and then out.
Yeah.
He's out.
Well, that's probably what's gonna happen. Maybe, I don't know.
Yep. It wouldn't surprise
I
me.
didn't mean to go off the. I'm just curious how Owen, like, if Owen knew if Anakin was Vader, and how he found out. That's basically, to make that comment, like, you trained his father, it implies that he knows something more about. Like, you wouldn't make a comment like that unless you knew something.
No, I agree with you on that.
Maybe
All
saw
right,
from the HoloNet.
Who knows? Moses Ingram's Reva is initially dismissed by the Grand Inquisitor when she claimed. Oh wait, no, that's just what we already. But she's. Oh, here we go. It claims since Obi-Wan on Tatooine, but she's smarter than her boss gives her credit for. The villain has managed to figure out that Ben Kenobi had been hiding on the planet to protect Anakin Skywalker's son. Wow, she's a sharp one. That.
How? How? HoloNet?
I just don't.
This is the problem, though. You create a story with so many holes, thinking that nobody's going to ask the question.
No.
How does she know?
They just expect people to consume entertainment and get excited for next product.
Wherever the Death Star is in this timeline, I highly doubt Anakin.
It's still, I think, being manufactured, but yeah,
right. I highly doubt Anakin from his Star Destroyer can fill Obi-Wan on Tatooine.
Well, this isn't even talking about Vader sensing him.
Well, I'm just saying
this is still about Reva and her magicalness.
But I just don't. They're not explaining like how they know that he's on.
Well, remember, these are just kind of quick snippets of leaks and stuff like that. There's a rumor. It's bringing a lot of questions. That's for damn sure.
For sure.
But whether or not now, I say this, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be it. Because they're propping her up for sure. Because like we've noticed a little bit from these trailers, there's been a big emphasis on her and not on like the Grand Inquisitor, who you'd think would be the big boss next to Vader. Instead they're really focusing hard on her and barely so much Obi-Wan. We're getting some Obi-Wan, especially him getting grilled by Owen.
You think they're gonna make a show about Reva?
It's gonna be the Reva show. It's gonna be a bait and switch. That's what.
Are you calling it?
I'm kind of in the boat with a lot of people on this. Yeah, I could end up sinking with them. I could be wrong. I'll always put that out there. I could be very well wrong on this.
Is Reva going to be the new Annalene?
Oh.
Ha ha ha! You didn't think I was going to go there?
No, that's just like I don't like Annalene.
Listen, I do.
Don't make that comparison. Don't. How dare you? How dare you?
I'm just saying. There's
no.
Annalene and Obi-Wan have been knocking the old work boots.
I don't think that's gonna be a part of the equation. I just think
Listen.
But yeah, no, she's gonna. It's definitely
between Ben and Annalene. That makes no sense.
Oh no, I'm not saying I'm not saying about Ben and Annalene. They definitely had the chance to knock boots, for sure. I'm just talking about Ben and Reva. I don't.
I'm just saying though. Like do you think I'm wrong? Do you think that? I mean, it all logically makes sense that Reva's going to be the new Annalene. Just like Finnick is the new Boba.
It won't even. They can't compare because
Listen,
Annalene's a better written character. I'm sure Reva's not going to be a very good written character.
Listen, the Book of Boba was supposed to be about Boba, but had more emphasis on Finnick. Right? Finnick became the new Boba. I feel like
she definitely shined a lot better than Boba did. Yeah.
This show is supposed to be on about Obi-Wan, but I have a feeling that Reva's going to be,
Well, yeah, I have a feeling she's going to be probably the more prominent character. And I don't know if it's going to be.
She's going to be the Annalene to Obi. She's going to be the Annalene to Obi.
No, because the thing is, and I don't know if this is going to get into it, but I know I've heard some rumors where she. Oh, okay, yeah. Here we go. The next. So, The site has no intel on what Reva has planned for the boy, but when the Jedi Master arrives, he finds Owen and Beru subdued by the Sith Inquisitor, and Luke watching on as she stands in front of him, lightsaber ignited, remembering her own traumatic childhood, because they all have to have something traumatic, and the awful life she's had inflicted on her. Reva is unable to kill or take the child, and instead leaves the planet with her humanity intact. Because then she's gonna probably so the young Luke doesn't understand that what's happened. While Owen had previously dismissed Obi-Wan, he now has a better understanding of why the youngster must be protected. With that, Owen finally gives his nephew the T-16 Skyhopper toy that Obi-Wan bought for him in the premiere, a gift he initially refused to give to the boy. It's a touching moment that brings the story full circle, but there's still more to come involving Reva and Darth Vader. We'll bring you intel on that soon. And from what I've been hearing is that she's going to basically make the grand sacrifice. She's going to protect the information about Luke, Obi-Wan, doing what Obi-Wan couldn't, and sacrifice herself, getting killed by Vader.
Still think she's gonna be the new Annalene.
Stop it.
Everybody thought I was crazy about Luke and Ahsoka.
Now.
Well, no. Back in your cage.
So yeah, that the deconstruction continues.
Okay, so let's say this is correct. Let's say this is absolutely verified. So how does the Reva show go? I hate that because it sounds like how does the Reva show go?
So how does Luke not remember any of this? That's the big question. If this is what really is what really happens, how is it that Luke has no recollection of this? He's like 10 years old. He's gonna remember something like this, some weird chick in all black.
Maybe they'll make
holding his family hostage. It's like, how do you not recall that at all?
I have the answer. So there's force healing, so maybe there's force forgetfulness. Maybe they heal traumatic experiences. If Rey can heal a sandworm,
Obi-Wan does a Jedi mind trick to make him forget all this.
Yeah,
except for Owen and Beru.
Obi-Wan just watched Men in Black and took the concept from
this is the old mind wipey thing.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Hey, if Rey can heal a sandworm that has a knife in its gut for however long, maybe Reva, who aren't technically dark Jedi, but they can use the Force. That makes no sense. Uses the Force healing to heal his mind of scary, traumatic boogeyman moments. When he forgets. I don't listen. You think it's crazy? I don't know. Like
no, neither do I. It's. But the thing is, like, I can completely see this being what we're gonna get in the show.
I don't know.
And
what do you think it would go though? Like, what would it be about? Like, so she doesn't die, so she protects.
No, she's gonna get killed by Vader. She's gonna sacrifice herself to Vader to protect
in Kenobi,
to basically do
show?
More protection for Luke than Obi-Wan does.
In the Kenobi show or her own show? Because I think they're
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think it's just gonna be this Kenobi show, and she's gonna get offed, like I said, to protect, basically do more protection for Luke and keeping his secret than Obi-Wan is, and she sacrifices herself, fighting Vader to redeem herself in one last moment, but gets killed.
Are they gonna steal a move from the Rise of Palpatine where that general, whatever the redheaded general, took sides with the rebellion? Are they gonna do that?
That sudden goofy face turn.
Yeah.
all because he just. I mean, at least it was like, I hate Kylo Ren. I want him out. So I'm gonna betray. I'm gonna betray everything to you idiots.
Yeah, like, do you think that's gonna happen? Like, I really don't like Vader, so I don't know, man.
Well, like
You don't
like
think
we
they're gonna
just
give her a
like we
show?
just like I just read out, she had a traumatic childhood and everything she's been put through. So she finds her moment to redeem herself and then go and to try and either put an end to Vader herself or something, but gets completely pwned.
What's traumatic? Like, you were taken,
We
like,
don't know.
you're
Well,
force
that's just it. We
sensitive
don't
and
know,
you
right?
couldn't cut it in Sith school, so like you weren't able to become
Probably gonna
a
have
Sith?
something to do. It's probably gonna have something to do with Order 66 and the fall of the temple and yada yada
I'm gonna throw up.
yada.
So you don't think they're gonna give her own show? Because something in my gut telling me that they're gonna give her own show.
I haven't heard anything of that sort, so I don't know. I
think
said,
they're
I
gonna
haven't.
I think they're gonna give Finnick her own show, maybe, possibly, and I think they'll give this Moses, whatever her name is, character her own show. Or I'll be completely wrong, and you're gonna be correct, and then she's gonna get off because she's gonna do the whole sacrifice thing. But I could just see Disney because listen, they love. They have definitely put a focus on the female, and let's be honest, KK has told us that the female or the Force is female. So listen, we saw it with Gina Carano, we saw it with, and I love Gina, don't get me wrong, but we saw like there's an emphasis on her character, there's an emphasis on Fennec Shand.
Yeah,
there is now going to be a
it was, what was it, like New Republic something? It was supposed to be a show for Cara Dune, basically. But
and then she offended KK, and KK was like, bye.
Yep, she kind of she certainly took her moment to kick the golden goose and
Yeah,
and get ousted. But hey, you gotta start
I'm
somewhere.
gonna make a poll on Twitter. Like, what do you think? Do you think Reva's gonna be the new Annalene? Do you think she's gonna get her own show, or do you think she's going to get off in your word, and protect Luke? Because she sees herself in Luke somehow in her childhood. She was like a baby Luke. I don't know.
I'm sure there's gonna be some sub story for it.
She had daddy issues like Luke, and
who knows? It's gonna be something.
There's just so
lines.
many. There's so many holes, and like just describing this, right? The article. There's so many holes in this story. It makes no like there are so many holes and so many questions. Like, how do you even bridge? Like, how do you bridge the gap as a writer? Like, this is what you've come up with. This is the story. Okay, so let's say this is 100% verified. This is the story that you've created. There are so many questions that you've not answered. Like, how do you come up with this? How are you going to have how are you going to have the Reyna? You said that was her name? The girl that goes, or the character that goes to Tatooine looking for Obi-Wan.
Oh,
what was her name? Whatever the name was. This character sends as Obi-Wan. Okay, fine. She's on Tatooine. You got to establish how she know, like how does she know Obi-Wan, right? And then the Inquisitors are coming to Tatooine because they find out that this character is coming. Like, there's so many questions. Like, why? How? What is the explanation?
No, that's what I brought up with the first part of it. It's just like, okay, so he takes this message that Obi-Wan sent out to all the Jedi to stay away and everything. So how does he discern that? Oh, I should be going to Tatooine,
right? Unless you follow the book.
I don't know. Unless it
leads
gets
you-
a little bit
yeah.
explained in the show. I don't know, because it's like, for the most part,
Well,
Obi-Wan
either
didn't
read the
exactly
book-
leave a trail. So
they either read the book, they either read Revenge of the Sith, where Qui-Gon is telling Obi-Wan this, or they're just assuming, not assuming, they've watched A New Hope and they're like, okay, well, Tatooine's the catalyst of majority of as a prominent place throughout the 4, 5, and I think 6. But anyway, so it's either one of the two. So, but if you're gonna do that, you got to explain the whys. You can't just say, okay, well, we're just going to go to Tatooine. Okay, why? Like, how? Like, it doesn't make sense. Vader has no reason to go back.
See, they're gonna have to have a hell of an explanation for it. I got a feeling it's not gonna be a very good one, though.
What do you think is gonna be?
It's probably gonna just be some limp-wristed excuse for them all, congregating on this planet for this big moment in time. It's gonna be. I don't know what it is specifically. I just know it's not gonna be the best excuse.
Unless they took, but it would make sense, like The Last Jedi, right? When we look at that story, like they found out they found a Pola Massa, right? When they were Pola Massa, they found
Obi-Wan learned that that they were gonna go to Polis Massa next, and he realized, oh shit, the information about Padme giving birth to the twins is there.
Right.
So now he has to get there before the Inquisitor does, so he can wipe the information, and they don't learn about Luke and Leia.
Yeah. See, that makes sense. If you did something like that, that makes sense. But just random characters showing up on Tatooine with no explanation and just assuming that we're going to figure it out is just retarded. I digress. I'm off my soapbox. Is there any more to this article? Is there any more?
No, that was all there was for the rumors on the recent leaks for.
Do you think this is going to be a rumor, or do you think this is going to be legit?
I think there's definitely some legitimacy to it. Yes. How much of it is going to be true? We'll have to wait and see what pops up in the show.
It sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me none.
So, all right. Well, I was really stalling to not do this review, episode 5, The Jedi. Really stalling. It's really hard to watch. I don't know how you feel about it. Shall we dive into it? Kind of upset Daviaso isn't here because his favorite character is in this one.
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hang on. Oh shit. Hopefully, okay. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought, okay, I was opening up my file and I wasn't sure. It was acting like, oh, you have to recover it. I was like,
oh darn. You got it? Got your notes?
But no, I got it. I got it.
Do our customary kickoff, or like, how did you feel about it first? Like, was it hard for you to watch?
Well, I was wondering if we should do this too. Yesterday, I guess, there was some for the Star Wars universe, birthdays and stuff for certain people. One in particular.
Oh yes,
was the voice actress Sarah Kisselman for her portrayal of Kreia.
Yes, I knew you were gonna do this
from Coder 2. So big happy birthday shout out there, right?
Yes.
And then for today, what I saw was
the man
big man himself, old George Lucas, the man who gave us this wonderful, wonderful universe to get lost in and enjoy the shit out of, and things like the movies, like the video games, and all of that. So again, another big kudos out for that. So now we'll get into this show review.
You want to kick us off?
Yeah, I can get this going. Chapter 13, The Jedi. Okay. So I started out, Godzilla's come to town. Sounds of the gong being hit and everyone running for safety to their homes. We quickly get the first glimpse of Ahsoka, being played by Rosario Dawson now. It couldn't get Ashley Eckstein to do it. Messing with the goons outside of town. Almost an Evil Dead tier camera shot while Ahsoka goes about slicing up the rest of the goons in the shroud of the mist or fog. Evil T Bad Woman gives a bit of a back and forth between herself and Ahsoka, questioning what the information she poses is worth to Ahsoka and how many lives does heroic play people already suffer under you, yada yada yada. then Ahsoka does a neat little disappearance into the fog after their little back and forth, and then we cut immediately to the title screen.
Yeah, I put recap scene. It said this gray dual lightsabers. This soon, who could it be? Question mark. Enter Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka playing cat and mouse with these guards. Dialogue between Magistrate and Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka seeking something of importance. I put Ahsoka playing hardball with the Magistrate, gives her 1 day, and then it cuts to opening scene.
And then we're back to Mando and the Womp Rat as they break hyperspace and begin to land down towards the planet. Mando has to tell the Womp Rat again about getting into his dang seat after the creature covets the sphere again. Mando kept the sphere Mando kept giving him before. Womp Rat covets the metallic ball so much he'll use the Force just to get his way. He lacks discipline. Mando doesn't seem to be able to properly discipline Grogu whatsoever. So fuck it, and let's head to town where Mando gets to have a chat with Michael Biehn, who recognizes Mando as a bounty hunter and decides to let Mando in after a quick conversation. Hey, gotta get them bounty hunters. Give them some jobs. Seems the vendors aren't too friendly either. Mando tries to go to someone else for some information till Magistrate's henchmen come and collect Mando so he can have the chat directly. Mando doing a quick look at those hanging around outside the Magistrate's temple castle place. And then the Magistrate wants to hire Mando to kill Ahsoka even after he continually states his price is high. Holds out a spear of pure Beskar and Mando's reward if he's capable of killing the Jedi. And once he seemingly agrees, escorted back out the dang city. Get out!
Get out of here. I put Mando, Womp Rat flying through space yet again. Womp Rat wants his metal balls. Gets scolded by Dad. Still wants it bad. Womp Rat uses Force to play with his ball. Did they steal a scene out of A New Hope?
Did they?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to remember what I referenced, so I didn't write it down.
I was gonna say, what scene?
Damn it, I forgot because I didn't make a note of it. But I'll pull it back up. I put the Womp Rat's in trouble. Dad gets mad. Or the Womp Rat's in trouble. Dad's mad. Mando approaches the city gate, gets questioned, then gains entry. Mando seeking info, gets sought out by Magistrate guards. Mando meets the Magistrate, employs him to kill the Jedi in exchange for Beskar spear. Again, with the stupid baby noises. This is where I got in trouble by my therapist because I put the donkey wishes Mando much as he embarks on his journey. Put engage, predator vision, and then I'll put false alarm. Ahsoka Tano and Mando go rounds. Mando tells Ahsoka Tano they need to talk, hoping it's about the Womp Rat. Did you get past? Did you get past this one? Jump again?
I was at where he was still kind of leaving the city, where Biehn questions about the Womp Rat and what it is, and Mando just says he keeps it for luck.
Yeah.
If anything, it's been more unlucky than anything. Mando heading out to the location given to him. He can catch sight of the little owl creature. So this is another thing that Filoni likes to do, and since he directed this episode, there's this little owl creature that to some people have thought of it being the wills of the Force, the light side. That's following Ahsoka, because it even made an appearance in the Rebels series when she fought Vader. So, and I caught it this time when I was watching the episode. I saw it up in the trees there. Fucking Filoni. So the owl creature seems to be following around Ahsoka since the Rebels show, and I could have been earlier. I don't know. Show to many fan theories out there. A quick little scuffle between Mando and Ahsoka till he stops at saying who sent him. She hopes it has something to do with the little womp rat. Mando now playing third wheel while he hangs out in the background, pacing back and forth, while Ahsoka and womp rat hang out together and possibly have a conversation. Mando finally gets to get some words in, asking if she can understand the genocidal creature. And here we get the name reveal of Grogu. As Ahsoka explains, they can feel each other's thoughts. That somehow gives her his name. So Grogu was there on Coruscant, trained by many masters, and happened to be there for Order 66. Fucking wow. So why is he so shit? His memory went dark. And I was like, oh God, are they trying to make him like the Coder 2 Jedi exile, cutting himself off from the Force?
Yeah.
But then this was a thought that came to me afterwards, and I made sure I remembered it and I put it in here. So, he stops using the Force to hide himself, right? That's kind of his purpose of doing all that. But
right.
He used the Force in front of a child he didn't know whatsoever, all to steal some freaking blue macaroons or whatever, but he shuts himself off to hide his powers. Right. It's like, really? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, it's Filoni.
I mean, it's like if it was the idea of hiding, it would be called zero tolerance. If this has been something this creature has been supposedly doing for as long as it has,
60 years. How old is it? 60 years.
Right? It's a
grown man child.
Time. That's still ooze, gauze, gaga, goo goo, gaga crap. I was like, all right. But it's like, it's like you understand, like when it was just Grogu and Mando, there's been that kind of connection made.
Yeah.
So yes, then he kind of uses the Force in front of him because he's comfortable. But I wouldn't think in front of a freaking stranger because this kid could blab.
Listen,
his parents
he really
or something.
Macaroons, man. He really wants his macaroons. He's hungry.
Little thief.
That's the whole. Listen, the whole concept of this shit. Well, not the whole concept, but with this Grogu, it's been sleeping and eating.
Yeah, basically.
Because everybody loves babies, apparently. So let's make him into a baby that's 60 years old.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it's stupid. But, this is Filoni, though.
Yeah, it is. No, you're right.
You can always tell which episode Filoni directs. Because it's almost the worst.
Well, because it'll also usually involve, like, certainly Ahsoka, or certainly some of his characters that his
prized possession.
Yeah, because he directed the one with Fennec as well.
Yeah. Ugh. Let's see. So I pick up where I left off. So I said false alarm. Ahsoka Tano and Mando going rounds. Mando tells Ahsoka Tano they need to talk. Hoping it's about the Womp Rat. Ahsoka Tano watching Womp Rat, watching her watch him. Stupid scene. Mando asking if the Womp Rat is talking in a way through the feelings of thoughts. Ahsoka says that's dumb. Ahsoka Tano gives a brief history lesson on the Womp Rat. AT goes on about knowing one another, blah, blah. AT inquires about his power. AT explains the Force. Mando reveals his task in bringing Womp Rat to a Jedi. AT says the order fell. Mando says so did the Empire. What now? Jump down to sleep now, test later. And I put wake up, test time.
So I I was saying how now Ahsoka draws comparisons between Grogu and Yoda. Bitch, Womp Rat ain't no Yoda.
Oh yeah.
Ahsoka, in a way, describes the Force close to Obi-Wan did in Episode 4. Mando explains his task to bring Womprat to a Jedi, and now he has, despite Ahsoka saying the order fell long ago. And Mando puts forward, so did the Empire, but they still hunt him. Hunt Grogu. She agrees to test him in the morning. Lady, there's nothing in that mind besides genocide of many creatures he wishes to eat. I mean, that's basically all Grogu seems to do is just genocide creatures.
Yeah.
Ahsoka asks to pass the stone back to her, and he just tosses it to the ground. Oh, she senses much fear in him. I don't know. I just thought that was just kind of cheesy. Or
yeah.
Kind of like, Ahsoka tries some psychology with Grogu to help bring out his ability to use the Force, and has Mando ask him to take the stone. And he won't due to being stubborn, but she says to connect with him. Mando remembers the metal ball and brings it out for him to take. Put a decent metal in front of the beast, and he'll take it. Or put a decent meal in front of the beast, and he'll take it too. So then Grogu does take the sphere, and after doing so, she explains the attachments of his fears. But that sounds like the old Jedi ways, and the Jedi that she grew away from, yet still holds their teaching so close.
Yeah.
I mean, she's said she's not a Jedi. I believe that was in Rebels. She's not she makes the declaration that she's not a Jedi. Well, here you are, still using their teachings.
Yeah. That's, again, contradictory at its finest, yeah.
Where was I? Due to those feelings, Grogu has Ahsoka reveal her own fear and refuses to train Grogu, all because she, quote, saw what it did to Anakin. We know who she speaks of. So she'll let his abilities fade. She, even though that there's this, quote, fear and anger, she's not going to try and help him out with that to, maybe somehow grow beyond it or learn to use it in certain ways or whatever it may be, but just decides, fuck it. Then for all you know, then we do get Darth Grogu. Come on. You want that?
Listen, we had a Darth Jar Jar. I'm sure we can have a Darth Grogu. Let's see. Will you go any further, or
you can jump in now.
Okay. I just put Womprat grabs stone only to drop it. AT senses much fear in the Womprat. AT uses Mando to see if Womprat will grab the stone. Womprat wants his ball. Womprat will have his ball. AT refuses to train because of its anger, referencing Anakin ?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what she was talking about.
Cheap shot.
Even though she wasn't really there at the end, and she's not a real character that belongs in this era. So
you still, this is the So this is what I was like, really
shoehorned character.
You weren't there. I'm not obviously watch Rebels, but seeing an episode, I know general, have a general gist of it. But yeah, you weren't there, so what are you referencing? Why would you make that? So yeah, I thought it was Anakin. I thought, come on, really, Filoni, let's go. Yeah. Mando drops the bombshell about being hired to kill AT. Mando makes deal with AT. Help for Womprat's training. Mando inquired about the magistrate, a Mandalorian, and Jedi. So this is where I started really having issues. I just put, did she slice anybody? These scenes, these lightsaber scenes are dog water.
Yeah.
So you watch, I'll even say the fight scenes in Attack of the Clones were better. Were better than this.
Absolutely.
Choreographed and whatnot. Anyways, and then I put a 18 magistrate confrontation. I was like, did she even deflect any blaster shots? Like, I don't know
She
how you
does
feel.
when they break into the town, but that's getting a little bit ahead.
Right. I'm like, it's just poorly done. It's like the fight scene
No,
and
I
everything,
agree.
but I was like, yeah, well, I'll just and I'll put like Mando to the rescue. And I'll end it.
So yeah, for me, Mando now opens his mouth about his mission from the magistrate and agrees to help Ahsoka as she'll train Grogu and seem to come to a compromise. They go over their mission. Mando giving her the rundown of the town's defenses, and he even wonders who the woman is to have pure Beskar. Supposedly Morgan Elsbeth, I think that's right. During the Clone Wars, lost her whole people and eventually turned ship manufacturer for the Empire, destroying worlds to make materials. Yada yada. She's still in business. Now the city attack begins. So let me get this straight. to attack this city, instead of going through another point along anywhere on the wall to break into, Ahsoka begins a frontal assault.
Yes, you are correct.
This is a person that fought in the Clone Wars and stuff like that, according to the faux lore. This is her grand idea.
Mark Sable. You forgot the Mark Sable. She came up with the Mark Sable.
You just overloaded my brain.
Let me help you with his. I believe Grand Admiral Thrawn was the one who created the Mark Sable maneuver. But in Rebels, well, it wasn't Rebels. I think it was Clone Wars. She did the Mark Sable maneuver. She didn't call it the Mark Sable, I believe, but it was the same maneuver as Thrawn. I digress.
Mr. Insect, hell yeah, Darth Grogu. He'll be the Sith that leads the Mandos into galactic war once
again. Yes.
You know, if that does turn out to be true, that might actually be great. I think I could get behind that.
I could too.
Make
the Sith great again, 2024.
Yeah. So that's all she had to do. Why didn't she do this before? Then could have. Whatever. Ahsoka then walks right up to a meeting with the magistrate to throw the armor pauldron of Mando, claiming he failed, and demands to know where, quote, her master is, and who is the master of this woman. She would have in Disney Star Wars. There would be a master to this woman.
Yeah,
not strong whammies.
Please enlighten us.
After Bean and crew go off chasing Ahsoka to try to kill her, now Mando makes his appearance, flying in rather quietly. I swear, these people really know how to fly in quietly when they want to. After Magistrate says to kill the prisoners and then start going door to door. So Ahsoka starts doing exactly what I figured. Break into the city and start doing stealth hit and run attacks as she starts messing with the guards and taking them out. Again, you know, where was this? She could have done this a long time ago. She was already killing them before.
Listen, she has
no reservations about not killing or anything. She's fine with it. Clearly, she'll chop a bitch up. Yeah. So why didn't she just? It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
Now let's see. Bean almost got trapped by Ahsoka till even he is saved by two of his droids. Then give chase after her while he bunks off. Now it's between Bean and Mando. Mando duel in the streets while Ahsoka goes after then the magistrate. Magistrate proving to be a bit formidable foe for Ahsoka And while their fight is going on, old Bean starts the whole speech of, "We're not so different, you and I." Here we go. And then after a swift victory for Ahsoka, Bean tries to play the surrender game as he puts down his shotgun. Basically what it is. It's just a shotgun. Very poorly disguised shotgun. And then goes for his own pistol after he thought Mando relaxed enough, but eats laser for his troubles.
Oh dear. Yeah. Is that all you had?
I have more, but I just figured
I'll
let you chime in.
Yeah, so I put AT on the hunt. In this man, I love KOTOR. I said, piss poor excuse for an HK droid. HK's 47 would be embarrassed.
HK would be embarrassed by a lot of the droids that have been popping up in these series.
Touche. Do you have a picture of HK? Can you pull that up?
Which one?
I just from KOTOR. Like I took a picture of tried to screenshot like the droids in the like in the Mando and compare, and it's like nothing alike. I'm assuming because they referenced the AK droid. They referenced that they were assassin droids.
Oh well, that's like even IG-88 is kind of a bounty hunter assassin.
Yeah, I think they
droid,
specifically referenced HK.
Did they?
This
episode?
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I was like,
it just might have been saying like a hunt. It's just, HK is short for hunter killer. So
I don't know. I just took it as Filoni was trying to.
That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
I just put really bad HK droid. I said a Mandalorian and Jedi again. AT Magistrate Showdown. Lightsaber versus Beskar. Donkey inquires which side's going to win. AT loses her lightsaber about as easy as her master. Really? Referencing Attack of the Clones. Let's see. AT going for a killing blow. Question mark, no, but Mando did.
Yep.
I just put most worthless HK droid ever.
Is that the one that tried to sneak up on
Mando?
Yeah. I had the last droid tries to sneak up on Mando but gets blasted.
Yeah. I put how dare you speak of Grand Admiral Thrawn, you rebel scum. I'll just stop there.
So I had so the master for the big reveal is Grand Admiral Thrawn. Here they go to ruin another legacy established character before we get the information they cut away, because this is probably what's going to lead into the Ahsoka show.
Yeah.
Magically now the evil bad woman is gone. The town is magically blue skies and sunshine. How Disney can you get? Ahsoka hands over the Beskar spear, believing it belongs with the Mandalorian, despite him not completing his task to kill Ahsoka. After that, he then says he'll go and get Grogu for the training promised. Ahsoka pops up at Mando's ship to say she cannot train Grogu despite the word she gave him. I see more looting of expanded universe canon to bring in Tython. And Ahsoka says that is where she should take him to help him choose his path of Jedi or not. A seeing stone thing will help him send out a call for a Jedi to come and find him. They say their goodbyes, and now we're off to Tython. Fuck you, Filoni, you EU looting twat.
I put how dare you speak around Admiral Thrawn, rebel scum. AT offers Beskar spear. AT offers Beskar spear to Mando, hesitates and takes it, fetches Womprat for AT. Womprat sleeping again, time for goodbyes. AT refuses to train him, but there's one whom can. AT instructs Mando to go to Tython, where Womprat has to choose his path. And they're off.
And that was the episode.
I was very surprised. I was kind of surprised and kind of not surprised with how fast Ahsoka was introduced into this episode. You would think, you know, it being Filoni's prized possession, that you would almost do some type of build-up.
Well,
this.
if Bo-Katan didn't give a name, like, oh, here's a Jedi that you need to go find. They're on this planet. Give them my name,
Right.
and that'll help solidify you with them. If she didn't name drop Ahsoka, then they could have done some build up. But otherwise, I understand why they didn't bother with that, because we already knew who it was.
Right.
It was. I mean, it was probably already gonna be obvious, but
For sure.
especially since it was related to Bo-Katan. But
so,
no, I don't think there's any point to doing any kind of build up. It's just called, let's just get her revealed and we'll get off to the races.
What relation is it explained in Rebels, the relationship that Ahsoka has with Bo-Katan? Because I don't know.
Yes, if I remember right, Ahsoka is also like an informant, sort of kind of shadow player for a while, giving out information, and then she eventually leads the Sabine Wren, she leads her, I think, eventually to Bo-Katan and the remaining Mandalorians for a small arc that goes on there. I think that's during the Thrawn stuff too, but otherwise, yeah, that I think that was where that also came in. But I mean, she kind of had a connection since the Clone Wars, due to fighting like Darth Maul when he took over the Mandalorians for a short time and stuff like that.
Yeah. I just, like I said, I was curious what the relationship was between the two.
Yeah.
Because obviously her name was dropped, but
yeah, they've had a long-standing relationship.
Wonderful. I can't wait to watch Rebels.
Oh God, I don't.
Yeah, I was just kind of surprised how. I mean, obviously, understand where you're coming from. They're just very quick, like right off the bat. The first 5 seconds of it, outside the opening scene or the recap scene, you see Ahsoka. So I'm like, wow, he wanted to get it off really quick.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, it's like, okay, yeah, we know where we're going.
What were your thoughts? I hated it. If you wanted to know how I felt, and I'm just not saying that because Davios is not here.
No, I just think it was very, you can tell
Filoni did it.
You can tell Filoni has, gotten some more tips and tricks to what he should do for certain shots. Like I said, the neat little trick with her disappearing into the fog wasn't a bad move. Made her seem cool. He definitely knows how to build up his own characters. We again get kind of a sort of pseudo Western style duel,
yeah,
between Mando and Michael Biehn. So, but that was just kind of like, like I almost thought it would have been better if he was smart. It was like, when he was saying, "I know when I'm beat, I know I'm not gonna get out," and he puts the gun down. I'm like, this actually would have been a smart thing and a good little thing to see, where he puts the gun down, walks away, and fucks off. Because I mean, it seemed like he was kind of a hired gun.
For sure.
I even think that would have been a way better. That would have been a better route to take than having him do the whole, haha, I'm gonna try and shoot you instead, but I'm dead.
Right.
So that I thought was kind of a waste.
What's your thoughts of? Well, I guess I can't. It doesn't make sense to ask you this question because you watch Rebels, and apparently, I'm assuming there's a relationship between Thrawn and Ahsoka that you don't get in the Thrawn series because Thrawn is not focused on Ahsoka.
Not really. No, not that I remember. There wasn't ever really. The only thing that there's something the thing that's drawing Ahsoka to go after Thrawn is just the fact that the way it ended was Ezra was on the bridge fighting Thrawn, and then the space whales, and then they disappear off into hyperspace or something stupid. and then they're like basically gone missing. And then
Space
it does,
whales.
like,
What do you mean space?
dude, if we
What are
watch
they-
it, you'll find out.
I don't want to watch it. So
They're
what-
basically if I remember right, they were basically the inspiration for hyperspace, being able to the idea to being able to do hyperspace travel that these whales could do, and that's basically like it is.
whales, like legit.
Basically fucking whales. Yes, they're just basically whales. Whales in space.
Are you taking the
No,
piss?
I'm not. No, I'm being honest here. They are basically space whales.
Whales
I know.
in space.
Yes. And it's the combination of Ezra using them, and then they kind of, like I said, the finale was just they kind of vanished.
Stand by. I'm looking up said space whales.
I don't know if that's what they're called, but
What are they called?
I don't know. I didn't think they were worth remembering. It's bad enough I remember
Fractured.
what.
If you're talking about space whales, for like the inspiration of hyperspace. What?
Did
What?
you find it?
The Purgial? Is that what they're called? What is this thing? What in what?
I told you it wasn't good. I told you they did. I wasn't lying when I said they did Thrawn dirty.
What in the absolute? You stay there. Don't you move. Where is? Hold on. Just there. I put it in the. Is this the thing you're talking about?
Yes. Hang on, I'll pull it up.
What is this? What?
I told you, space whales.
So is this? Do they ride these things?
I don't remember if they ride them at any point. I think there is something like that where, yeah, they have to they attach themselves to the whales at some point. I forget why. Yeah, and that's how they kind of learned the whole hyperspace travel thing that they can do.
Was hyperspace not a thing?
Well, no. Like I said, this was like it was like kind of how they discovered it, or how not them specifically, but for the Star Wars universe.
I got this guy's passing by with a Mando shirt. Let me ask him if he knows.
Oh God!
Hey, he's gone. I'm not even joking. This guy literally, he's got a Mandalorian shirt. I should go out and ask him. We'll do a lot. This will be like a live Q&A. Because if anybody knows, maybe this guy will. Is this, and who is this guy with? Hold on. I can't, hold on. Stand by. This. Have I lost my mind?
No,
Am I
you haven't
crazy?
lost your mind.
Yeah, I will after I share this with you. What is going on in this photo, Fractured? Please explain.
Hang on.
Is somebody riding this thing?
Yes. This is part of the. I think this is like part of the finale and stuff. Oh, I know, because Kanan's there. This is one of the previous episodes before it. Yeah, it's the space whales. They're riding the space whales.
I'm going on record right now to tell you I refuse to watch this show. Space whales is where I draw the line. Like,
Oh, you. And that. They go into battle with the space whales.
Is this a thing? Do they make a ship out of it?
No, they don't make a ship out of it. They bring him into the final fight with Thrawn. This is their
you're
big
telling
maneuver.
me that Grand Admiral Thrawn
Yes.
gets thwarted by whales?
Whales in space, Aladdin.
Thwart him. Was hyperspace not a thing when Thrawn?
No, like I said, it was like basically like think of like for the ancient times. They discovered these space whales. Then they learned of hyperspace through these space whales and then somehow adapted it to ships and stuff. That's basically the origin story for hyperspace.
Disney's explanation of hyperspace.
Correct.
You ever read something or see something and you feel more stupid after you've seen something? Does that ever happen to you?
So yeah. The Purgle grab the Chimera with their tentacles and start to glow with blue light. Hera and Sabine realize that the Purgle are going to jump into hyperspace. Hera orders Ezra to leave, but he tells her that he needs to see it through to the end. A tentacle grabs Thrawn and begins to constrict him. Sabine pleads with Ezra to follow Hera's orders and get out, but he says that he can't do that. Thrawn growls in pain and rage. Ezra tells the other rebels that it's up to them, and to remember that the Force will always be with them. The Purgle disappear with the Chimera into hyperspace as the Spectres. The other rebels and Price watch on in shock, and then they kind of do like a time skip and show an aged up Sabine and they're basically still trying to hunt down and find Ezra and Thrawn, and that's why we have Ahsoka questioning this magistrate woman about Thrawn.
I'm mad. I am offended. I am mad that I'm looking at this utter ridiculousness.
Like Mr. Insect here says, this is why we call him Furry Loney. He seems to have a thing for this animal stuff. This guy's got a fursuit in his closet.
I wonder, Mr. Insect, if you think that Filoni is at FurryCon right now in Salt Lake. I wonder if he's there.
I'm more shocked you know where there's a FurryCon.
Well, here's the thing. I did not know that this was a thing until 2 days ago. Or no, until it was last night when I was talking to somebody about work about it, because somebody I knew referenced it. And I thought it was a comic. I thought he said FuryCon, which I thought was maybe like a Comic Con. I'm like, oh, that's a weird name for a Comic Con. And this guy at work was like, no, that's not a Comic Con. And then he explained what it is, and I was like, oh dear.
Yeah, Mr. Insect says 100%. He's at a FurryCon. Yeah, I mean, look at it. You dropped in here. Got the tentacles and everything. Going full hentai up in here.
Don't make me watch this. You know my love of Thrawn. Don't put me through this. I can see, and then I see you like, do it. No. Like, I didn't know this was this stupid. Like, I knew it was stupid. Like Amber Heard, I know you can't hit a guy. I know you can't hit a girl. Like, I know you can't whales in space. My dog stepped on a bee. My dad has to pee. I can't see. Or no, the girl's like, without my glasses, I can't see. I can't. I wanna cry.
I'm almost wishing we had the cameras on. Oh my god. You've never seen the reaction.
Dude, and I'm making the face where she's like, yeah. Like, I should put my camera on and do it, but oh god. I wonder if I
knew, I knew this thing. I had forgotten some of this. Like I remembered some of the details, but I forgot how bad it gets.
The space whales,
especially rereading that last that paragraph there of the part of the ending to the finale of Rebel.
when did this come out? We're gonna do some
Um,
investigative work. We're gonna figure out when this came out, and we're gonna see if this was actually premiered at a furry con, and if Filoni himself was there.
Yes, 100%. They premiered March 5th, 2018.
You have
4 years ago.
You have ruined Thrawn. Whales with tentacles that float in space, that have run hyperspace. Like you have destroyed him. You bastard!
This is a clip all of his own. Just your reaction to all this.
Do not play it. Where's that guy with the Mando shirt? I'm gonna go yell at him.
Oh God!
Are you playing this clip? Are you playing it?
I'm gonna clip the shit out of this. I think.
Next episode.
It'll be Fractured Filter tortures Jay Hitman with
I'm
Thrawn's fate in Rebels.
Literally making Amber Heard's face. You can't have whales in space. Yeah.
Oh God.
Gosh.
No,
Yeah.
you know, like I've said, they and a lot of people have, they did Thrawn dirty, despite what, you know, Timothy Zahn wants to say to people that, oh no, he's completely happy with things, and they're treating Thrawn right. No, he's just got a fat fucking paycheck, and he wants to keep getting that Disney bucks. He's sold out.
I'm very curious. I'm very curious. Now, I would never read anything Disney, but I'm almost tempted to read, because we've gone through the Thrawn series. I think I still need to finish book 3. I gotta finish. I gotta finish the last one. But I'm almost curious what the rest of his Thrawn books where they fall.
Yeah, he's done like another 3 books or something like that.
Yeah, how they compare. I think
it's supposed to be during the height of the Empire too.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Like, I don't know. I don't want to give them any of my money, but I want to know. Like, neither do I. But have you wondered, like? You can obviously
when I see the books and stuff like that, I've been curious. There's been a morbid curiosity of, okay, so how has Zahn fucked his own character at this point? Or is he trying to like write it around it, but also still try and keep Thrawn? You know? I mean, what does he do here?
Up with the space whales and how much money they paid paid Zahn to allow Thrawn to get wrapped up by a bunch of whale tentacles and get that. Literally, like, if you allow that to happen, you've just I can't. Yes, I can. It's terrible. Like, it just undermines everything that Thrawn ever did. And I try to remember. Can't call anybody donkeys. The family show.
Face the might of the space whales.
How did they get in the ship? How did the tentacles get in the ship?
Face the might of the mighty whales and their tentacles. It'll take down your Star Destroyers whether you like it or not.
Does your head not hurt? Or did you just already know? Like, you knew this was a thing, and you kept this from me for this show.
I was trying to. Like I said, I had forgotten some of the details until
you forgot about whales.
No, like I said, I kept saying they were space whales.
I thought you were. I wrote it in my journal. I said Fracture told a very funny joke today about space whales. Literally, I dated it 3 years ago when we had this idea to do this show. 4 years ago.
God, has it been that long?
I can't take you. I can't take you seriously if you talk about space whales. That's not a thing. Nobody in their right sick mind would create whales in space that know how to jump into hyperspace. I thought you were on PCP. I thought you were taking the piss. You're like, oh, this isn't a thing.
Hey, just because I'm from California doesn't mean I'm from California. Okay,
listen.
I'm not I don't do the drugs.
Okay, well played. But still, you talking about space whales and hyperspace? Like I was like, oh, this guy is taking the piss. There's no way. And I find out.
No way. No way it could be this ridiculous. Oh crap! Is that ridiculous?
There's no way that this could be this stupid. Absolutely not. This should be illegal. Like Pink Floyd, The Wall makes more sense than this. If anybody is old enough to remember Pink Floyd, The Wall, if you haven't, it's almost it's almost as trippy as space whales in space with tentacles.
It's right up there. It's right up there.
I want to just be like Vader. No, like I'm not watching. I'm not doing it. You are literally going to force me to watch. I refuse. This is where I draw the line in the dirt.
We haven't come to that yet, but
I will be unfortunately unavailable. I've canceled my subscription, and I have no ways to watch it. I'm sorry, I can't watch it.
Well,
it's not on. It's not on.
Then I'll just then withhold information on good EU books.
You bastard!
I'll just have to pull a Plagueis here. I'll have to withhold special information from you.
You're doing this
until you kill me, like
get you drunk. And just cook you from the inside out.
Joke's on you. I don't drink. You won't be getting me anytime soon.
Yeah, I know. Joke's on you. I got Jawa juice. Oh man, What this is probably the climax of the show. We should have started this first. I had no idea. Had zero idea this was a thing. Yep. I thought it was photoshopped.
Nope. Oh no, he got dropped. Did it hit another hour and 20? Must have. He's got to get back in. Oh, this is some good bit. Once Hitman gets back, I'll have to relay this one too. Just like Mr. Insect here said, you got to see the space whales to believe them.
I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them in action.
No, I understand.
Mr. Insect, have you seen these things? How ridiculous are these things? How do I prepare myself mentally to see this? To see this? Okay, just in my head, I can just see how this did. I'm going to catch a charge if I watch the episode where Thrawn is getting squeezed to death by this octopus had sex with a whale creature.
It really is horrible, isn't
it?
Yeah, because I made him watch him.
Oh no,
Mr. Insect's my brother.
Okay, wonderful. Been waiting to get him on the show.
I guess this is one way of doing it.
Right. Get my brother on. I wonder if my brother knows about the space whales. What if he never told me about them? I don't know if he's ever watched Rebels, though. I don't know anybody who would watch Rebels. Especially the space whales. Oh, what a show. What a show. What a way to end the show. Space whales.
Yep. So shall we call it
Call
it a
3
show.
hours.
That was.
It wasn't supposed to be 3 hours, but you brought up the space whales, so we've been talking about them for the last hour.
Well, no, we had plenty of things to go over. I mean, between the goofy lightsaber crystals, the interviews with freaking,
Yeah, Amber
with
Heard's dog
Hayden and
stepping on a bee.
yeah, with all these things, it provided its own plethora of and then of course the rumors.
Yeah.
Space whales.
I can't.
And now, you were asking about Thrawn, you were asking about Ahsoka and stuff like that. You asked. I had to fill you in.
I did not ask about whales.
Well, that's part of it. You can't explain what happens to Thrawn without bringing up the damn space whales.
The fact that you've joked about this for 4 years.
Joked? It's been the truth.
From my point of view, it was a joke because nothing could be as serious as whales in space that learned the ways of hyperspace.
Yep.
I wonder if Filoni smokes PCP.
It wouldn't surprise me. He's in California. He's probably on all sorts of freaking drugs. He has to be around Kathleen Kennedy, man. He's probably drunk, high off his ass,
probably
touching wolves inappropriately
with the capital letters, space whales.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go home and not watch Space Whales.
That sounds like a great idea.
Now I can't stop thinking about it. I'm like, I would just want to look at it just because it's something that's so stupid. And you're like, is this a thing? Is this photoshopped or is this a thing? Is it a thing in the Rebels? All right.
It sadly is. And with that, everyone, we wish you all a great night. Hope you enjoyed the show. You can find us at all of our little social media stuff with the description. So y'all have a good night.
Good night. Don't long live Space Whales.
Down with the space whales.